Chili's.
Shit, goddamn.
Barbecue sauce.
I turned up the thing. I don't know if it's too loud or not.
What's that drink at Chili's? The El Presidente Margarita.
Welcome to Car House. This is the Three Pedal Podcast. I'm Al. I have Dan and Mike. And our guest is Andrew. Andrew or Andy? He
Usually
calls you Andy.
Yeah, Andy for like familiar
Yeah,
people.
your Instagram says Andrew, so.
Actually, I never thought of that.
Yeah, you called him Andy, and I was like, I don't know.
Who's this guy?
Yeah, Andy Harper.
I thought it was Andy.
Yeah.
That's what I've always gone by.
Okay.
Yeah.
We just pulled someone off the streets, guys. Don't worry about it.
He was walking by, and I was like, hey, you want to come upstairs to my room? But we're going to talk some air-cooled stuff, and I don't know a lot about it, so this will be...
He has water cooled as well.
Yeah.
He's a big water cooled guy.
Okay.
Breaking into the B5 platform
Yeah.
too, which is pretty cool.
He was
The
talking
best
about
car
that
I've ever driven.
downstairs.
I love that car.
I had a couple of them. I liked it. It wasn't, two wagons, whatever.
I've had two.
But yeah, so back to the intro. I want to thank everyone for listening, and everyone that left a comment on Spotify about the secret phrase. I got about, 6, 7.
What was
Yeah.
which was
It was an old man bladder.
Old man bladder.
Yeah, because we all got up and peed like 8 times.
I went twice, I think.
I forgot about it until I got the first comment. I was like, oh yeah.
I know.
about
I
that.
got a couple texts and I was like,
Yeah.
huh? What?
I was like, what are you talking about? Laura texted me, and I was like, what the fuck? Yeah, nice to know people actually finished the episode. 3 hours, 45 minutes.
Was it seriously that long?
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah.
I thought it was like 2
We
hours
No,
and
Very
I'm
50.
sorry,
so bad.
2:45.
That's still a
2:45.
long
It was
time.
long,
Yeah.
but
That's crazy.
everyone finished it. So if it's your first time, welcome. If not, make sure you tell a friend. Let them know there's 3 idiots who like to talk about stupid German cars.
and
And
others.
and whatever else. So I don't know. What have you guys been doing? Whoop,
Working.
working.
Yep. Working a lot. I've got a 08 A4 cabriolet that I've been working on. Kind of. Because
Trying.
I've been, busy. We got busy at work. So that's been good because I like when we're busy. I hate
Yeah.
standing around or, I always try to find stuff to do at work. I've got projects everywhere, you know. But yeah, no, I started breaking into the A4. It's my friend's father bought it, and it's cool. It's a cool car. It's like a grandpa car.
What year was it?
08.
Okay.
So it's a 2-liter turbo FSI longitudinal drivetrain, but it's like 2-door B7 A4. So it's kind of it's an auto. If it were a manual, that would be really cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It's been I don't mind working on those older Audis. Sometimes they come apart pretty easily, and then sometimes they're like just shit boxes. This one's pretty nice.
Just rusted.
But I think it's because it's like grandpa spec. It's like triple beige. It has a brown top, and then it's like kind of a brown exterior, and then interior is like tannish. It's cool.
PMB, baby.
PMB.
Oh,
Pussy
hell yeah,
Magnet
brother.
Beige.
Oh, dude. This guy's definitely bringing it to the golf course. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, yeah.
he's going to be cruising top down this summer. And I told him, I was like, I probably won't get it back to you for like a couple weeks because it's like T-belt starter. I got that pretty much done. It was like a couple other things, just a laundry list of stuff. And he's like, yeah, I don't need it until the weather gets nice. So,
Nice.
But that's been pretty much consuming some time. Made a little progress on the Rabbit, but not much. Last Sunday, I've got like the under dash like steel. I fabricated a steel box to hold like the fuse box and everything. So I got that all welded up and riv nutted, so I can actually bolt it up under the dash. And then from there, I'll be able to hang the fuse box and start working on the wiring. So it's like just trying to find time to put in there. But I mean, other than that,
Yeah. No,
it's just been
we're
work.
finally busy at work too, which is nice. Went from barely pulling 40 to I think I closed out at, I don't think anybody at work listens to this, so closed out at like 60.
Nice.
So I try not to tell him, but there's only one person that would listen. I don't think he he cares enough. So
He's
which is fine.
he doesn't. Yeah.
Yeah, but no, it's nice to actually, like, I sat around all winter long.
This
It
winter
tough.
was tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was hands down the worst winter I've ever had in the 14 years I've been at Mini.
Yeah.
Like, I've never really needed my guarantee, and I needed 40 hours out of 80 one pay period, which is unheard of for me. It was tough, but it is what it is.
Yeah, we definitely struggled this winter, and we lost, we didn't lose them. Like, they went to other places. They didn't pass away. But 2 techs left, and then we never really rehired anybody else because it was like there wasn't really a need for it.
Yep.
So we just wanted to, kind of ride it out, and now we're starting to get pick up. So I did interview a tech yesterday.
You sit in on the process, yeah?
Yeah, I like to ask them just to see. But at this point, honestly, if you have tools and you're willing to like work, I think like we'd be willing to give anybody a shot, pretty much.
I mean, that's how I started out.
Yeah. This guy had some years experience and like different brand. So I was like, well, you're probably gonna hate Volkswagen a little bit because it's definitely. I was like, well, there's a lack of information for diagnosis. You know what I mean? Like, you might be at this brand and they'll have like a flow chart for like, okay, if this isn't, testing correctly, then move here. Volkswagen's just like, you'll get to a screen on the scan tool and it's just in German. it's like contact tech assist or something, you know what I mean? Or you'll get a fault code. There will be no guided fault finding in the scan tool.
Yeah.
And then it'll just be like, well, let me look up this fault in the repair manual, because like you can look at the DTC table. I don't know if you guys have that with Mini, but like if you have a fault, you can kind of like look through it and it'll give you like a basic description on what to test.
Kinda. Like,
Yeah.
we have a test plan for just about everything.
This this happens pretty, not all the time, but I'd say
Enough
enough where
yeah.
it's like, oh, this is so frustrating, but you'll get a fault. You'll go to the DTC table. You will search VW Google, which is like its own search engine within all of the data that Volkswagen provides you, and it won't populate anything.
A lot of our test plans are
Sweet. Sounds about right.
a lot of
like
our
they
test
hide
plans are choose your own adventure. So you can like make it say what you want to do.
Oh,
so if
okay.
you want it to fail the thermostat, you can fail the thermostat.
Okay.
But like you have to know that the thermostat's shitty.
Right.
So it's tough. But I was working on a contactless hatch. You kick your feet under and it pops. And
For the rear.
for the rear, like a countryman.
Yep.
You just
Yep.
swing your foot under, it pops. And I was like, all right, I'm just gonna. It worked like every third time I threw my foot under, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna throw a sensor in it. Well, the test plan, there's no service function or anything to activate the new sensor, no matter what you do. It says, oh, code the BCY or BCP, I forget what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And I had already coded it for a recall, so it should be fine. And it just says there's still a fault for it and says whatever. And there's physically no way to activate it. But when I pulled it down, there's a bunch of rocks and dirt underneath it. So I put the old one back in, cleared the faults, and it was gone. It worked every time.
Nice.
So the problem was all the dirt.
Yep.
But we've had like 4 people try to put this sensor in there, and there's no way to physically activate it. Like, they forgot the test plan.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Do you guys have like a technical assistance
Yeah, we
line that you
could.
can call?
Somebody submitted a case,
Yep.
and they're like, "Oh, check the wiring, check this, check that," and he's like, "That's not the issue." Like, they just
Ugh.
wouldn't deal with it.
Yeah.
So
we've had, especially a little bit of Volkswagen news. They've ended the ID4 production in Chattanooga. So that's kind of cool because, there are people that like them, but I don't think they're not in this room
Yeah,
who are listening to this podcast.
I considered one for my company car.
Okay.
that's
so
different though. You're not paying for it.
I'm not paying for it.
They
but
did offer, it was like the base, which was, I forget, was it the S probably or something like that? It was like $250
Yeah.
a month, but it was rear wheel drive only. and I think it was limited range.
Yeah, I remember it was last year. Like Devin texted me. He's like, "Yo, I can give you like 18 grand off a Pro S all-wheel drive, and they lease for like $415 a month or something like that." And it was like a $55,000 or $56,000 car.
They're zippy and they're nice, but like they become nightmares anytime they come into the shop for a software update or a recall. So, kind of good news. Hopefully, they're going to be working with, is it Scout? Or
I can't remember.
it's Rivian.
Yeah, so Volkswagen partnered with Rivian for Scout, which is its own separate
right.
Yeah,
so they're
train wreck of a disaster.
Well,
but
supposedly Rivian has better infrastructure for
I was
electronic, electric cars and stuff like that. So if they decide to go another electric route, they can at least have a better infrastructure for software updates and stuff like that, because that really was the biggest problem. We were just bricking these cars. You bring it in, you go to do the test plan, and it would just brick the car like for a month and a half. Like,
until Volkswagen get involved?
well, the parts would be on back order.
Oh, okay.
So you get like a comfort module or something that just, you follow all the steps, and then it's like, and then we were constantly downloading new hot fixes, they called it, for the scan tools, so that you could like bypass it. And then after you're done with the car, you have to uninstall the hot fix to scan other cars so you don't brick those cars. Jesus. It was absolutely ridiculous. So I'll be happy to see those go.
I was talking more from the sales side, because they want to do Scout like Tesla. They want to go manufacturer direct.
Oh, that would be
and
good.
And VW dealerships were pissed.
Yeah,
because obviously
they want to see the volume.
What are they going to do if they can't give you $1,200 paint protection?
Right.
That they install. They don't even install. They just pull the car around out back for 5 minutes and then bring it back out.
Have you seen the Seinfeld episode where he's buying I think it was a Saab dealership, and he's buying
the convertible. And Kramer goes on the test drive and just keeps on going until
Elaine and the guy working there, who was a mechanic,
Putty.
It's Putty. He gets wicked pissed because Elaine just breaks up with him. So then Jerry gets like a shitty deal, and he's adding up. He's like, "Oh, paint protection, undercoating. That's gonna be expensive." And
it was the same deal. Like when he was getting his car fixed by him, he couldn't go to him anymore because you couldn't go to the mechanic in the same town because he was dating or whatever the storyline was.
Yeah. We should revisit that whole
I haven't seen that.
We should try to collect all the Seinfeld like car related clips.
I've seen the one
because they're so funny.
I've seen the one with the smell.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
And he sells it to somebody else. I forget who he sold it to.
So good. Yeah. What about you, Mike? What have you been up to?
Well, we're in manufacturer order cutoff season in the fleet world. So it's an absolute disaster for all your clients that slept on things, and now you're trying to cram together upfit specs and vehicle specs and all that stuff to place factory orders before all the cutoffs.
Yeah.
Which is a lot of fun. It's not.
No.
it's hell. Work's been hell, but it's good to be busy. It's job security. So
I don't know if I've asked you, but do you work directly with other dealerships or directly with the manufacturers?
So there's, in the fleet world, the ways to buy cars, at least with us, is factory order. So we online with every manufacturer, we can factory order the vehicles. We find a courtesy delivery dealership, drop ship it there, and then the client will pick it up from the dealership.
Yep.
Out of stock purchases. So they tell us, hey, I need a F-250 with a service body on the back. We find a dealership that has an F-250 that either already has a service body installed or whatever, or whatever it might be. Like I had someone look for I needed to find a Tiguan the other day, like out in where was it? Somewhere in Jersey. So, we can do that. Bailment pools. So there'll be like big upfitters that'll buy stock from the manufacturers. Typically it's going to be like F-250s, Chevy 2500s, Chevy Express vans, Transits, whatever it may be. And then they'll basically be sitting on the chassis or the cars themselves. And then you buy them from them. They do all the upfitting and then ship them to the client. And then we've got a few other ways. Like we've got like a whole rental division that you can rent it and then you can buy it after the rental period or whatever it is. So bunch of different ways to find stuff. But I've got a lot of clients that have a lot of like intricate upfits for particular businesses or business units within their businesses. So a lot of partnering with different people internally, trying to find like the right vendors.
Do you have anybody transporting livestock?
I don't personally, but a lot of people in our central division do.
Really?
Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah, a lot
That's
of
funny.
a lot of clients. One of them in particular last year, they were on using our telematics provider, and we had to set up a call with them because there was a plugin for the telematics program to weigh livestock and actually put the data into the telematics
No shit.
platform. Yeah.
Wow. That's good.
Yeah, a lot of stuff. Yeah, it's a wild world.
Yeah.
Outside of that, how's something's been a shit show?
Yeah.
We were high bidder on 2 houses last weekend. Lost both of them because of the contingency of selling our house. So working with our mortgage guy to get creative to see what we can do. But regardless, our house is going on the market on Wednesday.
Oh shit. Well,
So
congrats.
a lot of work to be done tomorrow
Yeah.
and Sunday to get everything ready and clean up the yard.
Because
and
you gotta prep
Gonna have
for
showings.
Well,
showings.
we showings, and we've got like the boys'
Yeah.
toys are everywhere and everything like that. So it's just trying to like organize and make, you try to put yourself in the shoes if you were looking at the house.
Right.
So like today, like we went through a bunch of the closets and like cleaned out a bunch of stuff, which is nice because we're, like a bunch of old clothes that I don't wear anymore. Like, why am I keeping them?
Yeah.
So we cleaned out a bunch of stuff. This weekend we'll get out in the yard, like set up like the patio furniture, stuff like that, stuff on the deck to make it look like inviting and ready to live in. And
Yeah, it's supposed to be nice this weekend.
yeah,
I think.
huck a bunch of stuff in the shed because no one's going to look in the shed. So
You gonna take the playground set with you?
yes, yeah, that we got to talk about that.
Oh Jesus!
Sounds like Al's
I spent
gonna be
all
a part
day
of
on
that.
like a Saturday putting it together. So
I
now
think
we're
I
gonna have to
remember
take
that.
it apart.
I had plans.
Yeah, it took us like 10 hours, but we got the whole thing. But we only want to break it down into like three
there's
pieces.
ways
Yeah,
to-
and we'll grab my in-laws trailer and we'll bring it over.
Yeah, I
whenever the
brought
time
over my
is. But-
impacts and like random sockets that he had, and I was like, "This is gonna go way quicker."
Yeah,
Did he flat rate it?
yeah,
except for the fact that it was a 105-degree day and we were dying.
It was hot.
Oh my
It was
god.
real
And then
hot.
Shauna comes out. She's like, "You thirsty?" And she brings me a high noon.
I was nothing.
I was pounding those. I don't know what were they
The body armors.
the body armors in the basement. I was pounding those every time I went in.
Yeah, but no, it's fun. So we'll see. Looking at a couple houses tomorrow.
So not cars and coffee.
No,
Concord?
I'll go on Sunday.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
yeah, I'll
Are
bring-
you gonna
I want to
go?
go. I want to
Yeah.
go.
Are you going?
I didn't even know what was happening.
So have you heard of it?
It's
Cars and Coffee in the
Concord? Yeah, Concord
capital
Cars and
in
Coffee.
Concord, New Hampshire. So this is the season, or the season opener,
Yeah, it's the
right?
season
They
opener.
call it. But if you've never been down there and gone to this, it's a really cool event. Like it gets so packed.
Really?
It's really cool. If you've been downtown Concord, it's right near the Capitol building. It's
Yeah,
all
they
surrounded.
shut down
and-
Main Street basically.
cool.
Yeah.
There's a coffee shop right. There's coffee vendors. There's food everywhere.
Sick.
It's very cool.
Get right up on that mic.
Yeah,
like this.
That a go.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
there we go.
Yeah,
There we go.
no, I've got to go
Yeah.
because the other morning I brought the boys to daycare and Logan started crying because we weren't taking Dad's race car.
Oh hell yeah!
So
Let's go.
Well, my cool car is still at your house, so
Do you want to dig it out?
very maybe.
You have more than one cool car.
Yeah, but all the yeah.
I don't know.
I could take the B5.
I wasn't really thinking about like taking anything
I'm
super
just gonna
crazy.
take. We're gonna take the BMW up.
yeah, because
Yeah.
unless you get there, like it starts at 8. Unless you get there at like 7, 7:15,
7:30.
You end
like-
up just like last time I went, I ended up parking by Concord Craft.
He would
down
get
on
right in
Store
with
Street.
the thing though.
Yeah.
Like the thing, he would they would just
Yeah.
let him in.
Have you seen some of what they let in?
Yeah, no, I know. But when I had the square back,
They got there early to.
when I brought the square back there, it was crowded down there. I got there at like 8:15, 8:30. I was waiting in line. I came in one of the side streets and they just waved me right in because
That's cool.
they were like, okay, that thing's old and it's
That's
cool
sick.
looking, so just come right in.
Or if you have a Hyundai Elantra, get there early.
Yeah.
And you,
Yeah, and you'll be just taking all the good spots of the people who actually
Of
have
course.
cool cars. But
We're still in that weird part of the year where it's like still too cold to drive the thing when I'm going into work in the morning.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
it's like 50 out.
we're gonna have to tell that story about Northeast Unity with him and the thing,
was
dude.
horrible.
The
Oh, yeah.
cruise.
All right.
Yeah, but
Yeah, because that thing has no top, obviously, right?
Yeah, it's got no top and no defrost, so it's windshield down if it's cold out, or it's just going to turn to frosted glass.
It's tough.
Yeah.
what's new with you, Al? Did
I got I got playoff. I got bowling playoffs on Monday.
you? Wow.
Third place right now.
Do you
Gotta-
guys have cheerleaders?
Yes. Yes. And then softball starts next week. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I'll be playing every night.
God damn.
Busy man.
Yeah, I try to stay active. I'm fucking old. So don't want my knees locking
Laura's
up on
always
me.
doing stuff too.
Yeah,
she's always.
she's going skiing tomorrow.
Is she? Wow.
Yeah, she's going up the loon.
So how? Oh yeah, I think I asked you guys. The conditions weren't too bad.
No, it was. I guess it was icy in the morning,
Yeah.
but it was whatever. But she's getting like a buddy pass for like $35. So
Yep.
she's like, even if I ski for 3 hours, it's only $11 an hour. So she's like, I don't care.
Yeah.
So she's gonna be doing that.
I guess J Peak is like amazing right now. Still,
Vermont.
it's basically like on the border of Canada.
Okay,
So it's 3 hours away.
it's a place I haven't been.
They have gotten hammered all winter, like with snow. So Melissa's boyfriend Tom was heading up there. He showed up today at the shop just to pick up the CC, and he was like, he also has a CC. But I did some work to that, and he was like, yeah, I'm heading up to J. And I was like, they're still like pumping out like I
mean, if it's cold enough, they can keep making snow too.
It just feels weird because it's, I don't know, is it colder in April generally, or is it? I feel like we had so much snow and then it was just gone.
Well,
Yeah,
no.
like,
Well, it's like that I mean, what was it? It was 72 today.
Today
and
was
then what was it?
warm.
2 days ago, we got like a random 2 inches of snow.
right.
That
And
was
it was,
weird.
and it was
crazy.
gone in 12 hours.
Yeah. Well, I didn't see it stick anywhere though.
It's stuck in my house.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We got it stuck to the grass a little bit to the driveway and the roads, but not enough to like.
I'm glad to see it go. Honestly,
yeah.
next year Touareg with the plow. Absolutely.
Figure out how to mount it.
I've got a pretty good idea, and I have everything ready to go. And I should have done it last year because this year I spent a lot of time on my tractor, like moving snow, and I was like,
And it's
the
slow,
fucking
right?
Touareg.
Yeah, just start a shitbox towing business. You've got the Cayenne, you've got 2 Touaregs. It'll be the most unreliable towing service in
Towing
the entire world.
And plowing.
Once you
Did I
figure
say-
What the
yours
fuck
out.
is this piece
yeah,
of shit?
did I say towing or plowing? Either one.
You
But-
know what's funny?
Either
At
way.
Dust Off last year, I was telling Corey Sterling about the Touareg plow idea,
yeah.
and he's like, "You better unplug that airbag control module."
I remember
and I
that.
was like, "Oh my god, you're right," because this thing isn't gonna expect
No.
fucking slamming into a snowbank.
just add a little bit of fun to it.
Can you imagine? I'm all pumped up, got it all mounted, and I'm out there with my coffee, and it's fucking boom!
Airbag explodes, coffee everywhere.
Oh my god,
Jesus.
Somebody should definitely Photoshop or like make an AI thing of me like doing that. 'Cause that would be
No, I'm
so
already
funny.
getting good ideas for the episode name. So
Yeah.
Hey, keep it up.
Get
that's
blasted.
That's my hardest part is coming up with an episode name.
I got you.
And I think you've probably named 5 of them at least.
You know what though? I was wondering, and I honestly haven't worked on trucks in a long time, but when
I have a rule. Anything more than 5 lugs, I'm out.
okay, I used to work on trucks,
Yeah.
but I'm glad I don't anymore. Honestly, because I was younger then, and I was like, "This sucks," and I can't even imagine now.
Yeah.
Well, I think there's a difference though too, like working on like a Tacoma or a 4Runner versus working on an
Right.
F2, F350 or something like that.
I'm talking like 6-8 lug,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
bigger. Like I used to work on everything, like, and it was. Well, I also went to school for diesel and industrial, so
diesels.
the diesels,
Diesels.
The
Yes.
diesels.
Those things were sick, though. You know what I really loved about the diesel program through UTI? It was the tool. Obviously, the workspace was immaculate because it's like a
Yeah,
brand
yeah,
new
yeah.
school down in Norwood. But the engines, they had like every engine, you know what I mean? And you could tear them all down and put them back together. And those engines were so cool. Those engines, they would. I mean, most of the big rigs on the road, like they don't just replace the engines. They send out oil analysis. They rebuild them at 1,000,000 miles, and then You know, like it's really cool. Like they build them to like last, which is why I think everyone's obsessed with like the Cummins, you know, Allison transmissions.
But they had 20 6-liter and 6.4 Power Strokes because you needed plenty of practice.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there were definitely like more reliable power plants, but it was just neat, you know what I mean? But I'm glad I don't work on trucks anymore because I mean that I didn't really get into the industry and do it. I almost did.
Yeah.
But then I went the exact opposite and went to Volkswagen. Like, so funny because it was like I had an interview with Freightliner.
Oh, you were going trucks.
Yeah. Like I was ASE certified in truck brakes, air brakes. Like I got my ASCs and I was like, you know what? You make more as a diesel mechanic. Mm-hmm. And I really liked the 100%. Engines. I loved the straight six, like big turbo diesels. Like I could have been like honky, dude. You know what I mean? Like, but
with eclectic as you are right now, if you were a big truck diesel man,
you know what
that
though?
would
I
have
was
been very.
I still always a Volkswagen
we
guy.
Might
so
not
I
be
probably
friends right now.
You know what would have happened? I probably would have been like a lot of diesel techs, and I would have ended up with. I would have been working on big rigs with like a sport wagon and a stack coming out the hood. You know what I mean? Like it would have just been like, you know, Volkswagen still because I always like Volkswagens, but yeah, no, I don't know. What were you talking about? Oh, the truck.
You sound like me losing your train of thought.
No, so you're putting air brakes on the Touareg so you can plow with it.
Dude, there was a V10 TDI Touareg that popped up recently, and it was pretty clean for like 9, and I was like, absolutely not.
I am actually surprised.
Yeah. No.
I am surprised with your affinity for shit boxes.
That I don't have one.
You don't have one? You have plenty.
No, I mean, very funny.
I'm surprised you haven't really dove into the like V10 TDIs, W12s.
Okay, so the W12 is a bucket list motor. I'm gonna get. I took baby steps with the Phaetons, you know, and I figured I bought 2 Phaetons for less than $5,000. One of them runs and drives. The other one obviously runs and drives, but has a transmission issue.
But that's going to be the 5-speed.
6-speed.
All right, yeah.
That's the idea. One of them eventually, hopefully, I have all the parts, most of them collected. And some of them are pretty rare because they did make a manual Phaeton. A lot of people don't know that. It was a VR6 3.2 front-wheel drive car in like Yugoslavia or something. Really fucking weird. Like a manual Phaeton of all things. Front-wheel drive. But I managed to find the cable shifter assembly because on most longitudinal transmissions like that, it's basically like an Audi. You have shift rods. So this converts that like 6-speed longitudinal setup, like your B5 has shift rods.
Oh my god, I need
to
speed in that thing so
a
bad.
different style. So it's cables and it has like this little shift plate that swivels. So it's a little it's a strange setup, but yeah, I don't know. I will have a W12 someday.
I'm just waiting for the graduation because it's like
it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. I want a W12 because you know what W12 you know what a W12 is.
Absolutely, it's 2 VR slapped together. Yeah,
it's the holy grail.
Yeah,
of the VR6.
But then it's like the graduation after. I mean, like hurt your soul even more.
The V10.
Get a Bentley Continental.
Get W16.
You know,
the Continentals were W8. Were they W8s?
W12. They were W12 twin turbos.
Yeah, you could. Yeah.
Do they make a W16?
Yeah, and
the
Bugatti.
Yeah, the Bugatti. All right. Yeah.
Which is like, you know, I'm not gonna have one of those unless I see one on Marketplace.
And then you buy it
for like $10,000.
Well, I hate to break. I was just watching. What was it on YouTube? What was his name? Mark McCann or something like that. So British guy. He does like a lot of videos on like.
I probably have watched him.
Yeah, he's done a lot. Like he's done a lot of stuff of like uncovering like British car thefts and like chasing down thieves and crime rings and stuff like that. But the guy also has a lot of money and has. I forget. Watched a video recently of like his car collection. It's something like 40, 50 cars, like everything from like McLaren P1s to like.
He's sketching.
Like Renaults, and he's got a bunch of stuff. but he just bought a Veyron in 2 pieces,
Cool.
separated. And it was still 900,000 pounds. So what's that? 1.15
Yeah.
million or something like that.
Well, they were still
it
limited
It has a
production,
transmission issue and all this stuff. And
What was the numbers on those? Or they were
What,
limited
Veyrons?
production, right? Or, yeah.
Veyron? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what it was, but this one was like a super weird. I remember there was like a whole video of purchasing it, and there was like some like 1 of 5 like black with orange interior that he was looking at.
Yep.
This one was that whole company, man. Sorry, are you searching Persian rugs again over there? Because
Yeah.
you can't spell stuff.
Marrakesh.
But yeah, it was like all this stuff, and this one was like a chrome with carbon fiber, like Mansory replica or something like that.
They're crazy cars. I mean, that was a Ferdinand Piech car. That was, I mean, he's responsible for the VR6, right? And the 917 Porsche race cars and stuff like that. I mean, he was
917's sick.
Well, it's funny, like if you're deep in the Volkswagen world and you know Ferdinand Piech, he made the Phaeton. You know, he was responsible for the Veyron.
I mean, how can you blame the man when he put Passat B5 and a half headlights on a Veyron? I mean,
That's crazy.
Dude, what's crazy? Have you guys seen the? It's called the Volkswagen Nardo. It's like a supercar. But if you look at the interior,
that was a W12.
It was a W12,
super sleek.
Yep. But if you look at the interior, it has like a Mark IV. It's it's like a Beetle steering wheel. I'm not kidding. And like it's fucking hilarious because it's like obviously this was just like leftover parts.
Right.
It is. It's. But yeah. That's
Is it?
crazy.
You got
It's
it on?
Yeah.
Let me see it because I don't remember. Yeah. So
They just added color to it.
look at this steering wheel. Like look at that.
Yeah.
It's basically and the gauge cluster is basically Beetle. I mean those might be B5 vents.
let me
Look
see.
at the vents. Look at that. That's the VW Nardo. That's their supercar. That thing actually I think it did like 220 miles an hour.
Oh, hold on. I'm gonna have to look up what those gauges are because I can't think of it. I'm not gonna say it and pretend I know what it is without
Okay.
looking. But I've seen those gauges before, and I almost want to say it's like a Polo or something
Okay.
like that.
Yeah.
Like it's something like super random.
Yeah, it's.
I'm trying to see what the climate.
Did you
controls.
guys also another cool car notable because we're on this topic? Did you see Volkswagen brought out the W12 650 GTI that they built?
Is that the one that you guys shared earlier?
It was white originally. Jeremy Clarkson drove it on Top Gear back in the day, and it was like he was like, "Let me see if I can turn."
Hell yeah, brother.
America. That's a Harley.
But was that the
It was
reel
a
that you sent
mid-engine-
backing out of the trailer?
No, that was their. No, that's the
Okay.
newest. No, this is like a Mark V.
Yeah, Mark V GTI,
W12
super wide
650.
body,
Yep.
mid-engine.
Oh, the one that was at Waterfest in like 2007, 8.
It was.
Yeah,
I think it was there. I know
Yeah.
it was at H2O at one
I
year.
was there at Waterfest the year it was.
But
there. I
it
got
has
pictures
it
of
has the Bentley motor, twin
Yep.
turbo. They use like an R8 subframe or something like that, and like Lambo brakes, and like the thing's awesome. But like Jeremy Clarkson drove it on Top Gear, and he was like, "This thing's terrifying because it just won't turn." Like it was just funny. But yeah, no, I haven't bought a V10 TDI because I was the V10 TDI guy for a while at work. And I realized that like they're just always leaking oil.
You don't want to rip the body off the frame every time you have to do something.
Dude, honestly, your best bet if you're gonna buy a car like that, you don't buy a shit box. You don't do a Facebook Marketplace. You spend $25,000+ and buy a really nice one. Same thing with the W12 Phaetons.
the lowest miles you can
Like
find.
I was like, fuck it, 2 Phaetons for like less than $5,000. I'm like, I can fuck around with this and not really give a fuck, right? When you spend like $10,000 on a Phaeton, you know, you really want to get a nice one. You might, you know, that's where I would be like, okay, I could get a W12.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I just didn't want to invest. Like, I don't like investing real money in cars because I like having fun and just fucking around with them. You know what I mean?
Cheaper the better.
Like, and then also I like to make money. Like if I can make money off something, then it's like really challenging because you're like, I want to have fun, buy aftermarket parts for this, do some cool shit, and then at the end of the day, still sell it for a profit.
Right.
So you got to pick and choose, obviously.
Yeah.
But
So there we go.
So I will
buy that Mark V 2-liter wagon.
Don't tell people about that.
I will buy. I didn't say what it was or where it was. I'm gonna just leave it that it was a Mark V 6-speed 2-liter, and
that's a cool car.
I'll buy it.
You should buy it.
I'll give you a big hug and like $1,000.
We don't know what's wrong with it. It also needs to be towed from far away. Yeah. So, but it is a unicorn car, and I was showing Kim. It's a 09 Jetta wagon, 6-speed, power seats, no sunroof, Mark V front end, obviously.
Yep.
2OT,
which is crazy.
The only thing it's missing is laser blue.
If it were a cool car,
it's
color,
like
it's like grandpa beige, which I kind of like. I'm getting older.
I like the gray interior though.
I love the gray.
I love that too because my Mark V was platinum gray with the art gray interior with the two-tone with the gray seats, the gray lower dash.
The crazy Mark V that you had?
Yeah.
Oh no shit, that was gray interior.
Yeah.
Leather?
Leatherette. Because it was a Wolfsburg.
Close enough.
It was an 07.
Really?
It was an 07 Wolfsburg.
Yeah.
So
that was a weird. So like my Passat came with like a gray interior.
I love that.
What color is the interior on your Passat?
The B5 or the B7?
The B5.
I guess gray. I mean, I don't know. It's like light gray.
Okay.
Yeah, because that's what my 05 B5 and a half Passat wagon that I had was Colorado red with a gray leather interior too, which was such a nice color combination.
The avocado green
Yes.
Tiguan R or whatever.
Yep.
That thing is pretty sharp. There was one
that's
like they were PDing.
That's why we bought one.
I was like, oh, that's what you have now?
Yeah, Shauna's Tiguan.
He specifically,
dude.
Yeah,
that is, I never
color.
know what he has because it changes so fast.
Yeah.
I told the highest.
I thought you said you wanted to get one.
No.
I didn't know you had one.
No, Shauna's Tiguan is avocado green with the black roof.
Damn.
That is
That's
a good
cool.
color.
Yeah.
It's a very pretty car. Yeah. And yours is the R? Or the turbo or whatever?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, because that wasn't out yet. So we just have the SER line.
Oh, okay.
But so I've got to say though, so my coworker, when I went down to Jersey last month, his company car, he just got an avocado green SEL turbo.
Yes.
I don't like it as much.
What part?
So I
The
don't.
front, or?
No, so I don't like. I know everybody hates black wheels.
Mm-hmm.
I like black wheels.
Yeah.
And I don't like the taillights on the new SEL turbos. They almost look like Altezza taillights. It's almost going back to the 90s with like the Altezza taillights,
Hot
like the way
import
they're
nights.
broken up. I don't necessarily love it, and I don't love all like the chrome accents on it, like the chrome roof rails, the chrome window trim.
So
I
this
feel like
one
it
was
takes
all blacked out. This was an avocado green, all blacked out, like black grill.
So it might not have been an
black,
SEL turbo. It might have
everything.
just been an SER line black.
Maybe.
Because that's what ours is. Ours is an SER line black.
I have no idea. I have no idea. I was just like, wow.
Dan, the highest mileage car I have right now has 6,000 miles, and it's the GLI.
That's insane.
Crazy.
Mine's like 300.
He never gets all the way through a lease. He finds something else he wants before and just
it's just a
figures it
game.
out.
It's just
I think that's like a lot of the salespeople that I've worked with. It's the same way.
Yeah.
They're like,
Yeah, 'cause
okay,
we
well,
did
I
our-
can have
because the new cars.
we did
come
our
out.
employee leases, and it was basically set up with the discounts that you got that after 12, 18 months,
yeah.
you could get out
Break
scot-free.
even.
You know
I mean,
what,
granted,
though?
I fucked up every single one of the cars by doing stupid shit to them.
Notching frames.
I never notched a frame, and it was never CPO'd. It doesn't matter.
Yep.
They only notched them in Mexico.
It was a factory.
Factory notch.
Yeah.
How does that work with modifying lease cars like that? They don't give a shit?
Depends.
Something's got to go wrong for them to give a shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, even when I traded
Right.
in the last Tiguan, the silver one, it had H&R Sports Springs on it and stuff like that, and they took it in trade. I remember Devin didn't tell Joel it was lowered. Joel walked out and he was like, "What the fuck,
Dude.
But it doesn't matter. They still sold it, and I saw it. I searched the VIN like 3 weeks after because I was like, "Oh, I wonder like where it ended up." It ended up at some dealership down in Mass, like some Ford dealership or something like that.
Really?
Yeah, and they sold
That's
it for
weird.
Yeah,
Did they auction? They must have auctioned.
yeah, they
it.
auctioned.
Yeah.
I mean, they auction everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, because I mean, it only had fuck. 21,000 miles on it maybe when I got rid of it. And yeah, they sold it it was listed for like 28.9 or something like that. And I think Devin gave me like 24 for it when I traded it or something like that.
Yep.
So obviously they definitely made a little bit of money off of it. And then Devin texted me and he was like, "Oh, it's up here for service."
No shit. With the springs?
Yeah.
Who cares? I mean, lowering springs.
I mean, it was like an
It's not
inch.
like he shoved
Yeah, it was like an
coilovers in
inch.
it.
We sold frame notch cars aside. My Golf R was chipped, H&R springs and everything. And the guy that bought it was like, I ended up selling it. And the guy was like, "What's done to it?" And I was like, "Oh, I went to East Coast European.
Yeah.
It has like an engine DSG tune, H&R springs." He's like, "Cool, you just saved me $1,500 because I was going to do that anyway."
He's like, "Thanks for the performance package."
Yeah, and then my 17 GLI that I had after that, we sold it with the H&Rs on it. That's it. I mean, everything else I've traded. I mean, the Tiguan was lowered. I mean,
seen-
when the time comes for the GLI, I'll probably just trade it in as is. I'm not gonna. I mean, unless you guys want to drink beers in the garage again, we can put it back to stock. But
to go back to what I was saying though, it seems like all the salespeople that I've worked with, they've all had sick cars. Like I remember, so I always like the Arteons, like decked out, you know, SEL premium R line, CC foremost. There was a guy that had like a really unique color. I forget what color it was. It was either charcoal gray or like a maroon CC executive 4Motion, like fully super nice.
Fortana red. If it was burgundy, so it would be Fortana red.
It was like it was one of the two, I forget, because I've confused, but they all have really nice cars and they just keep flipping. But now I feel like there's less and less like sick cars. So our sales manager, he has held on to a Mark 7 Golf R. And I'm like, "Are you gonna sell it? This is unorthodox for a sales manager, right?" Like he just keeps driving. Same thing. He's got the DSG tune. He's got, you know, and I've driven the car. I mean, it's fun. Like, especially with the DSG. Like, I like my 6-speed Golf R, but the DSG,
it shifts so much better.
Yeah.
Like a little, like a video game.
Yeah.
You're just boom, boom, boom,
Well,
boom.
because at this point, I feel like manual is a commodity, right? Like, it's fun to have
fun.
one. Like,
It's
don't get me
fun,
wrong,
yeah.
but like, I got my fix. Like, what was it? I think it was last summer or something like that. We were at your house and we went to go get pizza at
Somewhere.
the place in Canada.
Tavern,
The Candia Road.
by your house.
The cabin.
Yeah, the cabin.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like we went and got pizza and I took the RS4.
Yep.
You don't forget how to drive a manual.
That was like
And then
6 years ago.
No, it wasn't.
Wasn't it?
No, it was
it
like
last
last
year?
summer, like
No, it might have
maybe
been
2 summers
years
ago. I don't know.
Whatever.
Time just
Might have
blends
been
together.
3, maybe
but it doesn't
4.
matter. But it's like driven that. Like last year, went and got dinner with my buddy John. Drove his WRX manual to go get dinner and stuff like that. Fun to have a manual,
Yeah.
but when you have great dual clutch transmission, like what Volkswagen puts in the car, it's like the same thing with the GLI. Like I wanted to get a manual because it's one of the only cars you can get today still with a manual.
Right.
I ended up with the DSG.
Yeah.
I'm not mad about it.
Right. I mean, I think the cool thing about DSG, and everybody says, "Oh, it's an auto, it's an auto." It's actually, if you break it down, it's essentially a manual gearbox. It's not like a slush box, like your conventional automatic transmission. Automatic transmission has a torque converter.
It's not like driving a Mark IV automatic.
Yeah,
Right.
it's not driving the Atlas or a
It's-
Tiguan with the Ace and 8-speed in it.
It's never going to be as smooth as an automatic either. It just isn't. I mean, it's computer controlled manual with a dual clutch.
Yep.
It's so when you want to drive it fast and like sporty and like you want to hit some twisty roads, double downshift, you know, like it's boom boom.
Yeah.
And it's just like, "Oh, now I'm in a Formula 1 car." Not to that extent, but if you drive the new Golf R with a 6-speed, it's weird. In my opinion. It's antiquated.
Unpopular opinion, 6-speed manual all tracks drive like shit. Get a DSG.
I think so too. Unless you have like a bigger turbo, upgraded clutch, basically you're setting it up like a Golf.
But
R.
like a factory 6-speed all track, for example. And I'll even argue to say I'll go as far as GTIs and GLIs. It's gummy. It's not a great feel.
Yeah.
It's not a Honda 6-speed.
Yeah. Have you driven the Mark 8R though with the 6-speed?
No, I haven't.
it's like the rev hang thing is weird. I don't know if you can program that out or whatever, but
I'm sure somebody does.
it just feels like it's like just old school feeling on something that
the problem is
so new and you're encompassed with
not
the
even that.
screens
It's,
and everything.
You're taking an old school,
idea,
quote unquote, antiquated manual transmission, but applying modern technology to it.
Yeah.
And I feel like those two just will never mix well.
Right. I agree.
Does the first gear feel really short in that? Because it's just...
I don't know. It just felt... I can't remember. Honestly, I think it was like when they first came out with the Mark 8R. That's the last one I've really driven that's manual. Because most of actually, no. Because I drove one... I haven't gotten one out on the road in a while. But the one... I drove one yesterday that was 23 6-speed. And I thought it was cool. Like... I was like, this is kind of neat, but just the shifter feel and also just the way the clutch like engages and everything, it's just weird because like in my Mark 7R, you have like analog gauges and like it just feels.
So, thank you, because part of my feel in it is like, I feel like if you have a manual transmission, you don't want to be looking at a 12-inch screen
Exactly
with a digital gauge clutch. Like,
right.
Like if you're driving it, I feel like you're driving it for feel and
Right.
driving something older,
right.
or something, even if it's a newer car, like more of an antiquated newer car.
Every episode comes back to screens.
It's funny.
I like screens.
Yeah.
I like screens, but at the same time,
Yeah.
They're
their
listening
time
though. They're listening. I think like from what I've been reading, Audi and Volkswagen. So the new Taos, we just PDI'd one, and it's like Hulk green, right? So right, like we said on the last podcast, 80% of Volkswagen sales are SUVs now. But the Taos is like whatever. It's a cool little fast commuter. I mean, you guys have one. You guys love it.
Yep.
It's good on fuel. It's all-wheel drive.
I'm glad you guys liked it. We fucking hated it.
I mean, neither
This
one of
guy
us
drives like a race car in that thing.
I mean, I also unfortunately had to own two of them because the first one only lasted 17 miles before the transmission grenaded.
I remember.
So
So
you barely got home.
So today I got in one just to check it out because they were doing a PDI on this Hulk green one, and there's buttons on the steering wheel now.
yeah, they went back to actual buttons.
The screen is lower. Now I'm not super I don't know a shit ton about the Taos. Maybe I'm just. But either way, the screen looks like it's like lower down the dash.
They did the same thing with the Taos that they did with the GLIs or the 7.75 Jettas.
Mm-hmm.
They took it from flat into the dash, and like pushed it out and almost angled down a little bit.
Yeah, it looks more
towards
integrated.
the driver.
It looks more integrated.
I think it looks less integrated.
Really?
Because like your
I'll have to look at his.
Laney's Jetta.
Yeah.
Like they had the dash or the digital dash and then a gloss black like trim piece almost into the radio screen. So it almost looked like it was one integrated piece.
Yep.
But now they push the screen out almost like a tablet, like it is in the Tiguan and the Atlas.
Not in this one. This must be a 26.
I haven't been in a Taos since it's been
It looks
refreshed.
So who even cares? It still has a fucking screen.
Right.
But I was just saying that I think that Volkswagen is taking notice that people are like, we don't want a laptop on our dash. We don't want this big. So on the new Taos, it looks like they've lowered it down. It's not I wouldn't say where it's where the radio would be on most cars.
Yeah, right.
It sticks up a little bit higher, but it doesn't look like on some cars it's like it's sticking up.
Yeah, but give them time. They'll fuck it up.
Is that what it looks like?
Oh, Volkswagen fucks everything up.
Well, because they're still using the Jettas and the Taos still uses the old 8-inch screen.
Yeah.
Whereas I don't even know what's in the Tiguan. It's like a 12.4 inch, and then the SEL turbos have like a 15-inch.
It's nuts.
Or something like that. And
Yeah.
it's like it's cool, but at the same time, like again, I think I said this in the first episode. Give me freaking knobs
So there were two knobs on the radio.
Yeah, so
that was cool,
the old 8-inch ones still have that, but all like the Tiguans and the Atlases have all like the haptic touch slide all that stuff. I can't tell you in the Tiguan how many times I'll go to like turn up the volume. I mean, I'm glad that they put the new little knob in the middle where you can adjust the volume and stuff like that.
Yep.
But if I adjust the temperature half the time, I like lower the volume. I slide it too far. It's fucking 85 degrees when it's 100 degrees out and I'm trying to put the AC on. Then you slide it back and then it goes not enough or too far.
Like, how do they expect you to use that when you're driving?
You don't. You hit a tree.
Yeah.
So this is a good transition point because Andy has. I mean, we're talking like brand new cars, and so I wanted to go into. I'm sure if
I got one thing.
What?
Ben's got a marketplace a submission story.
Right now,
Ben Jensen.
Like he texted to me yesterday.
That's awesome. Oh, I thought he just
No.
texted in. I was like, yeah.
He sent it to me yesterday.
Live streaming shit.
So, guy's selling a $2,500 trailer. He messaged him thinking, I'm going to lowball him and see what he said. He responded and said, I have a few people coming to look at it. He'd let me know. Well, the guy messaged him back saying that a couple of the brake lines locked up and he's offering the whole thing for $1,500. He's like, I told him I'd give him $1,000 and I'd be up next weekend. The fucker accepted the offer because I think you're a nice guy. He's like, now I have to drive 3.5 hours into Maine to get it.
But is it a nice trailer?
I don't know. He didn't send me pictures.
25-foot trailer?
I'm assuming it's a car trailer.
We don't know if
That's
it's a nice
awesome.
trailer, but Ben's a nice guy.
But Ben's
I'd give him a
guy.
trailer for $1,000.
Did he send him like a picture of him smiling or
I
something?
have no idea.
Like this with a thumbs up?
But like, I asked him the episode
Maybe he
was
creeped
on.
his profile and he was like, I mean, he is
He's
a nice guy.
Yeah. So I like him.
I should have Ben make offers on houses for me.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah, your 500K house will be 400.
Yeah.
I'll move in tomorrow. But yeah, like I asked him, I'm like, so what happens when somebody accepts your offer? He's like, well, I go and buy it. So yeah, now I don't think it's this weekend. I think it's the following weekend. He's going to be heading up. But yeah, so now he's going to go buy a trailer.
That's cool. I mean, literally that sport wagon we were talking about, I was like, Kim, what do you think? And she's like, it looks like a fucking Jetta. And I'm like, yeah, but it's a rare spec.
It's a 2-liter 6-speed Mark V.
It's just weird, and it looks super clean, and it might have been somebody's grandma's car that's like really clean. And I was like, I really don't need it, but like it's $1,200, and you could probably get it for like, he said the junkyard offered him $600. So I'm like, well,
so meet him in the middle.
Yeah, exactly. So like, you really can't lose at that point, but it's far, and you have to like go trailer it.
I'll rent a trailer. Yeah. If I can get a 6-speed sport wagon for less than $1,000.
I thought of you, and I was like, this, I mean, it's not an SL 500, but it could be much less ownership cost-wise.
I want an SL 500.
Yeah.
But I am easily enamored by other shit boxes, i.e. Mark Vs.
Think about how easy it would be to put the kids in a wagon, too.
How far? 2 hours?
Where in Connecticut is it?
Oh, are we telling?
I mean,
it's gonna be sold by this weekend.
Yeah, probably.
It's so where we went last time with the Touareg fiasco. That was West Haven. It's beyond that. It's like Newport. No. It's not Newport.
You're probably.
You forget
hours.
I drive through Connecticut once a month. So
yeah, you'll be there tomorrow.
Go down there, leave a deposit. I'll be back up next weekend.
This time,
show up with a plate.
I'll slap a trailer hitch on the CX-5 and just
dolly it back.
Just take the black Touareg if you're going to take it. I actually messaged him and said, can you send me the VIN? I'm interested. And he is not. And he's also has it listed wrong. I don't know if Marketplace just kind of like...
He has it as a 2.5S,
2.5, right?
I mean, he has it listed as a 2-liter turbo ultra rare sport wagon. Search that. You'll find it.
I almost said... It was listed 20 days ago. And it's deep in Connecticut. But
I wouldn't be surprised if it's already sold and he's just ignoring it.
I wondered that too, or... Let's see.
I mean, someone is like us that's going to see that and be like, I know what this is.
It's near New London, or not quite. It's not quite as far as New Haven. So
don't worry, our 5 listeners won't be.
Yeah,
buy it. And one of them's here, so we're down to 3.
Anyways, so
we can get
should we get into Andy?
Yeah. Well, actually, you had a question too, though, that we can get all of us. I mean, it doesn't matter.
Whatever.
What was the question?
About like. Is there like a song from your like when you're 16, 17, you're driving around? Like, is there a song or an album that like reminds you, like when it comes on the radio now, like when you're listening to music,
or even like modern
mean?
day, like if you had albums,
or
like that you would listen to.
Yeah,
that, like,
it's called "Recognize" by The Locks.
Okay, yeah.
Do you know that song? I don't know why, but that song comes on when I'm fucking like driving.
Yeah.
And it's just like,
And it brings you back.
and that beat is so good.
what car were you driving when that was
My
out?
944.
Okay.
My first,
Yeah.
like my first car, my Porsche 944, and
Yeah.
I felt like such a baller in that thing. And I was like, this thing was $3,000, like, but I'm sick, you
Yeah.
know, like. And I remember my girlfriend at the time in high school. She was like, I thought you said you had a Porsche.
Bitch. Start walking.
You broke ass.
And then I was like, what the fuck? I was like,
What's the
"Bitch,
motor
what
doing in the front?
And then
Jesus.
she didn't know shit
why
about she didn't know shit about motors. She just
Yeah.
assumed Porsches were for rich people,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
she saw my car and she was like, "Why is the paint flat?" I was like, "Okay." And then I was like, she literally. I mean, I almost broke up with her over this. She said, "I thought you just washed it." And I did. I was so mad.
Fucking
But the
bitch.
thing drove like a dream, and it's white with brown interior. So it was just, I thought it was the sickest thing ever. And I remember I used to cruise around with like 4 people in the car, which is insane in a 944, right?
Yeah.
Two girls in the back, and then me and a friend, and we just rip around. I remember I drive right past school.
We used to do the same thing
And
at
I was
CRX.
like, I can't go to school this morning because I'm in a fucking Porsche. I was so excited about it, and I remember I had some class at Nashwood North, so I go between South and North, and I just remember I'd just get on the highway and I'd be like, you know what, fuck that, you only live once. So I did all right in high school as far as grades and stuff, but I definitely didn't think I was going to get into automotive. But I
Yeah.
think that the Porsche, and then I owned a GTI VR6 like right after that, and I think those 2 cars really kind of pivoted me towards the automotive world. Like I was like, I don't know what I'm doing in a classroom. I even tried taking classes at UNH Manchester, and I was like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing here. I'm like, I'm obsessed with cars. What the fuck, am I stupid? You know what I mean?
College
and
is a scam anyway.
so what was your song? Sorry, I didn't mean to go down that.
No, that's fine. Hey,
you
that's why we're
just
here.
took me down.
Yeah. that was the point, though.
You
know?
literally did. I mean, I just remember that. That was just such a cool song, and I was like, oh, yeah, dude.
I was listening
Anyways.
to Noriega today,
Oh, hell yeah.
and Super Thug came on. And I was like, in 98, I was
You were-
driving around my 88
Yep.
GTI with 6 10W zeros in the back.
Super thuggin',
Yeah, dude, it was so loud.
Oh my God.
It just, certain songs bring me back to a specific
I
time.
had that
Oh, yeah.
Altima license plate
Oh,
rattle
my
going
God.
on.
Oh, dude. Yeah, so, yeah, but
Well,
there's...
I think that's the 80s car and you know, that 80s, 90s
Yeah, yeah.
hip hop, like any of that is just, I mean, I think that's so, have you guys seen Paid in Full, the movie?
No.
I was talking to somebody about it today.
Oh my God, you guys need to watch Paid in Full. It's loaded with sick cars, and it's all,
It's a true story.
was that Brooklyn or no?
It was Harlem.
Harlem, okay. And it's like, I mean, obviously the story kind of goes along. It's basically a drug dealing story, but
They changed
it's-
the names, but like the people and what happened was real.
yeah, and the cars were sick, dirt
Okay.
bikes and shit. Because
Dude had a new car every day of the week.
yeah, they come into money and then they modify the shit out of it, and that was back when you could get BBS body kits and stuff like that. So in the movie, you know, there's a Saab with gold BBSs, dude. He rolls up, drop top, the thing's lowered. It's like that's pretty sick. But that music just, I mean, that's why we were talking about Q-Tip too. Like
Yeah.
Q-Tip, he was like, this is what we did. We did Jettas and Volvos and shit, you know, and it's just so funny. But Mike,
I don't necessarily have a song
Album?
that brings me. So I was gonna say, so I've got like 3 albums that even to this day, and even last Friday after we were done recording and I was driving home and I was like, oh, what am I gonna listen to? And the 3 I always go back to. I mean, I'm not in the car frequently by myself anymore, but would be Meteora by Linkin Park.
oh yeah,
Always somehow go back to that. Crisis by Alexis on Fire.
great song.
And then Downtown Battle Mountain by Dance Gavin Dance.
I don't know that one.
Back in the days when Johnny Craig was still not necessarily fucking up every band that he entered into. But yeah, those are like my 3 that still to this day I'll find them, put them on, and you just kind of zone out and just head on home.
Nice. Yeah.
Good thing I didn't zone out too bad last weekend going home, because there were like 7 state troopers between here and Concord when I was heading home. And I was listening to Meteora last weekend, and I was like, oh shit.
Yeah. Andy, you got any?
Well, we were all degenerates in like our teen years, right?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
My first car was a 94 Altima 5-speed, absolute heap. But my brother got an 02 Sentra SER, and the thing was sick. It was 6-speed, 2.5.
Those are cool.
It was silver.
That's an underrated car.
It was cool.
Yeah.
And like I didn't realize what it was when I was driving it, and after I got rid of it, I was like, I miss the shit out of that car actually.
Yeah.
And you can't find them now.
No.
What color was it?
It was silver
Oh, okay.
with a gray interior, like kind of an old man spec, but it ripped. And he put a 16-inch sub in the trunk, and it was like 18-year-old
That's
me.
insane.
Yeah, it was 18-year-old me rolling around Hudson bumping Ludiversal. Like the Ludacris album,
awesome.
vibrating.
Ludacris is so good, dude. Ludacris
So
is
he just
so good.
came out with a new song recently.
Really?
Called 44 Bars.
Is it good?
It's literally 44 bars of him freestyle.
That's sick.
That's actually sick.
It's so good.
You gotta give him credit because he's been unwavering. You know what I mean? Like he's stayed true to who he was, and like I just think that's cool as shit. You know what I mean? Like not everybody's favorite rapper, but like he's massively
like,
famous and talented. And
I've never went out and bought like Little John's another one. Ludacris, Little John. I've never really went out and bought an album. Maybe downloaded a few when I was pirating music, but like it was never. But when the songs come on, like I'm into them.
Yeah.
But it's never something I go out looking for.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So Andy.
Yeah. Let's. What do you want to?
Let's probe Andy.
Okay.
Well, no.
Jesus Christ.
I was just walking by and you wanted me to come to your room.
Right? Yeah, so we found this guy on the street, and yeah. I was going to ask him a couple questions.
Yeah, go for it.
So obviously, we were talking about new cars. How many cars do you have that are newer?
Define newer.
Yeah, I'd say newer than what?
Pre
and
how
post
many have
2000?
big screens in them?
Does the Touareg screen count as big?
Yeah,
like
right,
that's
right.
Let's go pre and post 2000.
I have a 2015 Touareg VR6, the 2013 Passat with the 2.5 that was my wife's car, but we're going to be selling it because we just got the B5, and that's it post 2000. Pre 2000, I have a shitty 83 Scirocco sitting in the yard, an 88 Dodge W250.
83, is that S1?
I think it's the year that they split. I'm not really sure. It's not a full car.
Has it got round or square headlights?
It doesn't have the headlights in it, so I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah,
It's like one of the parts.
What was
missing.
the first year of the Scirocco?
I want to say it's 84, but it could be.
No, can't be.
No. Oh, the S1. 78.
That's what I was
maybe
thinking.
it might be earlier.
I think so. Yeah, the S1s are sick.
Yeah,
Does it have like the body, like the wider body lines and everything?
Kind of. I can send you some pictures. It's like I've had 2 Scirocco's, and I want to say this one's an S2 because my first one was an S2.
Yep.
74.
74.
So it's probably 75 in the U.S.
I was going to say,
74.
I almost said 76 because the Rabbit was 76 in Europe. But so what else you got?
I got an 88 Dodge W250 that I got as a plow truck when we bought the house.
Yep.
Square body. It has its own issues. And then I have the 73 Thing, 79 bay window, and a 69 Beetle.
Okay, those are the cool ones at the end.
Yeah, those are the cool ones.
So those are the ones we got to go into. But how about you just give us like a quick
Dan's having technical difficulty over there.
How about, hey, I was trying to get somebody else talking.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to get this thing back to where it should be, dude. All right, so Al, we really need to upgrade this table, dude.
The problem is everything is going to get moved down to the basement eventually. So
we're going to be in the basement? I knew it.
Yeah.
We're going to the lair.
Going to the basement.
The lair.
It's going to be real good when we rip people off the street. Hey, come down to my basement.
Hey, you want to come in my
Look at this
basement?
thing, dude.
And then I open the door to another small
Slipping
room.
again? God. It's like trying to clamp. it's like using vice grips on a peanut butter jelly
don't
sandwich.
even bother pausing it.
No, just leave it. All right. So, so I think you should give us a rundown on how you got into cars, and just give us a brief backstory of like what cars you've owned. Obviously,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, what got me into cars is I felt like a complete idiot. I started going to school for business marketing, and I was one semester off of graduating, and I needed a tie rod for the Sentra, and I didn't know what a tie rod was, so I went into Sullivan Tire and I asked them for a tire rod and looked like a complete moron. And I was like, I never want to feel like this again. So
That's awesome.
That's tough.
next week I went and I switched into the auto program over at NCC.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, I felt like a complete idiot and just could not provide for myself, and I didn't want to feel like that anymore.
That's cool.
Yeah, I never really had like a deep interest in them until I started learning how they work, and I'm kind of mechanical, so like learning the inner workings of an engine and everything was kind of inspiring. But then when I started learning about the air cooled and just how simple everything is, is what really drove it.
So what was your first... So just a backstory on like what cars you had. The Sentra,
Yep.
and then your brother had the nice Sentra.
No, so I had an Altima. I had a 94 base model Altima.
Now, correct me if
that I
I'm
drove for a
wrong.
few years.
Those early Altimas, the 94s, they had the SR20s.
The nice trim did.
The
I
no-
believe.
oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it was just a 1.8 NA.
Oh,
it was
okay,
nothing.
okay. So, so I was going to say, I know some of them are the naturally aspirated SR20s, but
You
then
would've
some
had
of
to
them
buy
had the
an
1.8.
SCR
Yeah.
version.
Yeah, this thing was slop. It was bad.
Yeah, so it was like a GXE or whatever, yeah.
Yeah. And
After
then
that, did you...
I started getting into, because when you go through the auto program at NCC, your final project is going to be to like rebuild an engine out of one of your cars. So
Yep.
I got my first project car. I got a 75 Beetle, drove down
Hell
to
yeah.
Connecticut. It was on air for the front, dropped in the back, and I ended up selling it before I even got to start the engine that I rebuilt. And
Oh, no shit.
yeah, I regret it like deeply.
So you rebuilt the whole engine and everything and then sold the car?
Yeah. Yeah, I have no idea what happened to it. I don't know if
Oh,
the
fuck.
engine even ran. I don't know if I did anything right. But then I ended up buying the 69 Bug that I have now. Bought it sight unseen from Arizona.
Yep.
It had a turbo kit on it, bored and stroked in 1919 from a 1600, slammed. Never ran right when I got it. I think that it was like the elevation change from out west. Maybe it just wasn't tuned in right. Dropped it off to the shop to get worked on, and then the first day I had it back, I was finally driving it and the wheel fell off on me. And I was 18, young and dumb, and I'm like, oh, that's fine. I'll just cut the rear end of the car off and make it a lowered Baja and, kind of like lean into it. Could have just gotten one fender and had it back on the road like 10 years ago.
It's still off the
It's
road.
still apart in my basement because,
Yes.
I pulled the engine, cut the rear end, and then we bought a house.
Right.
So now it's moved locations 3 times in boxes and pieces, and my house now has a walkout basement, so we just opened the French door in the front and rolled it into the basement. So like I have it indoors, but I have no space to work on it now.
All right, I pulled the Dan. What kind of car are we talking about?
It's a 69 Beetle.
Okay.
Oh, Jesus.
Yes.
I pulled the Dan. I pulled my phone up, and I just...
So he was in the auto program,
Yeah. No,
and
I
he wanted
caught
a
that.
project.
I caught
Yeah.
that.
So he got
I
a
just- I
75,
missed
sold
what
it.
the car
yeah.
was.
And then he got a 69.
All right.
Sounds like
I'm
he
back
had,
in.
he had a small problem and fixed it by taking it completely apart.
Yes.
Yeah.
And now it's been apart for 10 years.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, we all do it.
Yes.
that thing's the bane of my existence, dude. I walk by it every day and I'm like, maybe tomorrow.
But
just-
you did drive it before, so is
I
the
did.
motor pretty solid? Or?
Oh, yeah, the motor was
and
built-
the turbo setup.
I ended up yanking the turbo off and I traded that for the Scirocco that's sitting in my yard.
Okay.
Because I used to have an 87 Scirocco, 16 valve turbo, held together with dreams and bubblegum. It never ran quite right. I ended up trading that for a Mark II 88 Golf. On my way to trade the car, I gassed up, pulling it out of the gas station. I blew the fuel rail off the top of the motor and just spilled gas everywhere. And I was like, all right, I'm towing it to this guy's house. He still said he wanted it. So I got that Mark II, and then I ended up trading that for a 96 Suzuki Savage, which is a 1-cylinder motorcycle, air-cooled.
Oh, wow.
So that's another project that I have kind of tucked in the corner of the basement that I'm doing a full custom wiring harness on. It's kind of going to be my way of forcing myself to be better with wiring, because once there's wiring involved, I'm like, I need a real mechanic, and I call Dan or I call Logan. And
Yeah, wiring's not my specialty.
yeah. I mean, if it's mechanical and
Yeah.
I can like see the problem, I can usually figure it out. But I know just enough automotive wise to get myself in trouble, and then I call one of them.
Dude, I swear to God. No. Fuck me on this.
It's because you and Mike sit there and just manhandle. I've never touched my mic. I leave it in one spot. I'm good.
All right, it's this corner of the table, dude.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm fidgety and I can't move around.
You have to find the flat spot on the table.
A flat table.
You
What
gotta,
the fuck
you gotta
are you
find the flat
talking
spot on the
about?
table. Hold on.
I gotta pee anyway.
No, that's okay. We're back
All right, we're
after
back.
a little bit of an awkward pause. Dan breaking microphones, having to pee again. No, Dan, it
Listen,
happens.
dude. Look
It
at this mic
happens.
stand. It's literally clamped to a
listen.
plastic table.
Listen,
It looks like, I mean, literally, this thing is
Al
like.
has donated his house to us. Poor Lara's downstairs just trying to watch her shows, listening to us four idiots up here talking about shit, ruining her Friday night.
Yeah.
Legitimately, this clamp setup on this plastic
No.
table is like, it's like clamping
Yeah.
a peanut butter and
No,
jelly
it's
sandwich.
like I have
with
this. I
a
have the
vice
same
grip.
one on my like gaming desk, and it's fine. But it's
Okay.
because this thing's plastic.
Yeah.
You know, Mike said he was thinking about getting like a stand.
Yeah, I was thinking about buying a mic stand just because I.
You know what I might do? I'll be like John Madden and get like the headset.
You technically
You know,
could.
with the little.
Oh yeah,
I'd be like,
That's
yeah.
why my gaming one has that, but
Yeah.
I use. A
That'd be
separate
cool
mic.
because then I could be like, you know, completely hands free.
Okay.
Even though I am right now. But anyways, let's get back to Andy.
Oh,
I
my God.
feel terrible right now.
All
so,
right.
so you have the 1-cylinder motor. How much wiring could that thing need?
it's super simple, but I went over the top. I bought this system that it's called the Blue, or the M Unit Blue is what it's called. It's got a bunch of Bluetooth capabilities that I'm probably not going to use. Like you can, save the position that you leave your bike in, so that if somebody stands it up, it sends a notification to your phone. Type
Oh,
of thing.
nice.
But it's got digital circuit breakers, which I thought was kind of cool. So you wire
okay.
everything
It's
into
all
this
solid state.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah, you
Yep.
wire everything into this one little unit that's like this big, and it just has power in, power out, and everything's labeled in the circuit. So it's a
Very cool.
complete idiot could wire this thing up.
And this was old. What year bike?
it's a '96.
Oh, okay. So it's not, but it's interesting too, because on even on like the Porsche stuff, like the old relays and stuff, you can get solid
Really?
state now.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah, because I mean, relays fail,
Right.
especially when they're that old. So I
Right.
can understand. It's neat to update a lot of that stuff. But so how have you ridden this thing?
I rode
cylinder?
it. Yeah. It's a 650cc 1-cylinder. It's just one big ass piston.
No shit.
Damn.
It's a dog. It's not fast at all, but I just
Kinda cool,
thought it'd
though.
be fun.
Yeah.
Like it's essentially a mini bike that you can take on the street. But I rode it for like one season, and then I think I was pulling the battery for the winter or something, and I opened it up and just rat's nest of wires. And I was like, I've been riding this all year, and it could have caught fire at any time. So
Yeah.
after some research, I ended up ordering that system, and it's about time. I think I'll probably crank that out this spring. It shouldn't take more than a few days once I figure out where I want to mount everything.
Yep. So you have the VW thing. That's, I think, like obviously the car that a lot of people know you for at this point. I mean, well, so you also have. I've never seen the Beetle, but
You'll have to come over sometime. It doesn't move much.
So the two main air cooleds that you drive are the bus. You have a bay window.
Yep.
Correct. That's the yellow. What year is that one?
It's a 79.
79.
First year of fuel injection. Or
That's a Type 4.
Yeah,
Yep.
First year of fuel injection. Last year of the bay window bus.
Okay.
So the
Yep.
next year, they went to
1980
that
was the
boxy
Vanagon.
Vanagon. Yep.
Oh, I know all about those. Buddy.
Yeah.
I love them.
No, I love driving the thing, but it's to the point where the front floors are so crusty that I just don't want to have my feet go through the floor while I'm on the road.
In the bus.
Yeah, it's lowered 2 inches, full bamboo interior, and it honestly drives really nice. I did Bilstein struts,
Yep.
re-indexed the torsion bar in the back,
Yep.
and drop spindles in the front. So it rides really nice, and there's just something about driving it that it's like every time you get in like a 70s era car, it's like a time capsule. You get in.
Especially a bus, because
Yeah.
it's so weird. And that's a 4-speed.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah, those are cool. My sister's Vanagon, hers was a 1981.
Yeah.
So it's the Type 4 motor,
That's still air-cooled?
fuel injected. Yep, air cooled. So air cooled up until 84. They went to water cooled.
Gotcha.
So both my Vanagon and her Vanagon are both air cooled
That's
Type
sweet.
4. differences between the two motors I found out are they're very similar. Yours is fuel injected as well?
Yep.
Yeah, so there are some slight differences, but they're relatively the same type motors. Yours is a 1.7 or is it 2 liter?
It's a 2 liter.
It is a 2 liter.
Yep.
Okay, yeah. Because I know on the earlier bay windows they were smaller displacement, but I think those were the carved ones.
Yes.
Potentially.
Yeah,
yes.
they had the 1.7 and then the 1.8, I think, and then they stepped it up to the 2.
Yep. So I drove the Thing. You guys have seen that thing,
Yep,
the orange
at your
VW
house.
thing. That thing is awesome, and I love
it's a
saying
blast.
that.
It's a
but
blast.
have you enjoyed owning the car? You've owned it for a couple years now.
Yeah, so we got it when my wife and I first started dating forever ago. We were watching 50 First Dates, and
Yep.
Drew Barrymore drives one in that movie, and she goes, "What is that ugly car?" I was like, "Oh, it's a Volkswagen Thing. They made it for 2 years." She goes, "We got to get one someday." So when we got married, we skipped going on a honeymoon, and we found this car and bought it instead.
Hell yeah.
Love owning it most of the time, but it is hands down the most impractical thing you could possibly drive, especially when I don't have a roof. I don't even have what they pretended were windows. It needs a new windshield because there's a big ass gouge from the wiper arm going across it. But driving it is fantastic. You can't stop at a gas station without people coming up to you and be like, "Oh, my grandpa had one of these." You know, like that's one of my favorite things about the air cooleds is like everyone has a story about them
Yep.
because they were like everywhere. You know.
That's the same thing with the Rabbits.
Yeah.
I feel like the Rabbits are I've never owned a Mark II, but I feel like the Rabbit, especially because it's like the OG original, they were like throwaway cars. The Mark II was kind of like obviously the predecessor, but like it was a different crowd, I guess, maybe, or a different demographic of people at that point.
Yeah.
You know, especially like the big bumper 16 valve cars and stuff. Like
Yeah.
people were really, you had to want
Those
one
were the
kind of.
ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas like the Rabbits, they were fucking so cheap that everybody had one or gave them to their kids.
Right.
The Beetles, the buses. VW Things, though, I don't know a lot of people that own them.
What did you say?
Yeah.
2 years they only made
Yep,
those?
only 73 and 74.
Wow.
And everybody wants a 73. The only difference between the two is the 74 has these ugly air boxes over the side vents.
Oh.
But they're welded on. They're like molded into the body, so you can't just hack them off. But what
So-
I have found is modifying it sucks.
What? Which part?
The thing, like,
Oh.
if you're trying to do anything to it, unless someone's already done it before and come up with a kit, you are 100% fabbing whatever you want to do.
And on the front, you have the Type 1 front beam?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
So that's a shortened...
Yeah,
yep.
mine is narrowed, I think, 4 inches.
Yep.
Somebody must have made it at some point. The workmanship is not there. It is not the greatest beam I've ever
So
seen.
what was the problem with the original front suspension in that?
I don't know. I bought it this
Okay.
way.
I think to lower them, so the square backs, like my square back, they
Yeah.
do it too. They put the Type 1 Beetle front in because it doesn't sit as low, so you can get it lower.
Right.
That's what most people do with air. They
Okay.
do Type 1 front beam.
Like nobody really makes kits for anything, right?
There's a couple of companies
yeah,
out there that do.
they're
but
expensive.
They're
Okay.
big money.
That's
But
that's
your
why.
best bet if you have like Colin's Beetle, his
Yep.
is a late Beetle. It's a
Yeah,
73.
that's a super, or is that
yeah.
a standard? Yeah.
And his one of the two. It's definitely a late, and he basically put Mark 1 front coilovers in it.
Yeah, so that's a super. So the
Yep.
Super Beetle, the big difference is that it has a McPherson strut front end versus
Oh,
a
okay.
solid
Yep.
beam.
Yep.
So like would like bag over air struts work?
That's what I had on my 75.
Okay.
Beetle. But the rear, it just gets completely different because it's a torsion beam instead of anything independent at
Yeah.
all. And there's one guy that I know of that has a thing on air, and I was talking to him down in Rhode Island last year.
Yep.
And
The orange one, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yep.
So
At Loof.
at
Classicer.
Classicer.
Yep. Yep.
And I was parked in the parking lot at the hotel, and he pulls in and parks next to me, and he airs out, and I was like, I thought mine was low, and this guy's just sitting on the ground.
So sick.
So I was asking what he did to it, and he's like, about 400 man hours. I was like, I don't have that. I'll take the static on
Yeah.
this one. Like,
Yeah, I'm
it's
pretty
just-
sure I see that thing at Fieldworks every time I go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
They look super cool when they're that low, but at the same time, like I'm happy with it driving the way it is. Like I have other cars to work
It's
on.
still low enough too where it looks really cool.
Yeah.
Plus, you don't even need it to be low. Like it's
Yeah.
cool to have. Like I'm at that point with the square back. I would love to have that thing all the way on the ground. like just slammed.
But it's not practical, right?
Well, because I'm used to it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like my cars have been bagged. Like we were doing air ride installs. So naturally, I'm like, if it's not going to be extremely fast or crazy handling, like why not just slam it?
Yeah.
But because we're just hood rat people.
Oh yeah,
And
deep down.
everyone here. No, but you know, like it's different. It's way more expensive. It ultimately you just have to put the time in. So on my square back right now, I'm trying to run the 944 Fuchs.
Yep.
But in order to run like an 8-inch wide on those, you have to run the Type 1 shortened axles.
Yeah, you
So
have to tuck
I-
it like way in, or
So
else you'll
I
hit the
think I
fender.
got a guy who he has a place up in Maine who has a junkyard that, well, it's really not a junkyard. They have a lot of good, even water cooled, like early stuff. The guy that was at my barbecue, I don't know if you talked to him.
Oh, I was talking to him about VR6 swapping the bus.
He one of the guys, he basically helped like build, or he built Logan's Rabbit
Yeah,
or
yeah,
something.
yeah.
Yeah. So one of those guys, all of those guys are really great guys, but they have like this just huge junkyard up there, and
It's not the one with the chicken coops, right?
yeah,
He was there at your house?
yeah,
I bought half my swap parts from him.
really.
Yeah. The chicken coop's 4 floors high. It's
So
Reggie's. It's Reggie's.
I've never
repair.
been there. Hold on, let me pull up the guy's name because he just messaged me the other day, and I was like, I got to go up there because he has Type 1 early axles, so I can run wider wheels.
Sick.
So his dad, one chicken coop is all air cooled stuff because his dad ran the place and it was all air cooled.
Yep.
And he was, the dude's probably about my age. He's probably
Right.
well into his 40s. He might even be older than me now. But I went out there about 7 years ago. I was looking for doors. So I was calling all these places and somebody's like, oh, check out Reggie's, I think it's Reggie's Auto Repair, whatever. So I called him. He's like, oh, yeah. He's like, I got a bunch of doors. Come on up. So I went up, and he's basically giving me the tour. And I was like, how much for that dash? He's like, $50. So I called AJ, and I was like, hey, I go, there's a silver stripe non-cracked dash here. Do you want it? And he's like, how much? I'm like, $50. So I got a red stripe for myself. I got him the silver. I picked out 2 doors. I got the leverless, the cableless hood latch for like $75, which is a steal.
Right.
Was it this guy?
I don't know
You
if
remember?
I don't remember what he looks like. But if it's Reggie's and it's chicken coops and it's all Mark 1s, Mark 2s, he was starting to get into the Mark 3s and he had a bunch of Mark 4s on the side that were kind of getting ready to get parted. But he had a couple Quattros out back, and I was like, how much for that Quattro? Ben ended up buying a Mark 1 Jetta from him for $1,000. So we came back up the next weekend.
Was it North Waterford, Maine?
I'll remember that. I'll find out after. After we're done, I'll
So
look
this
it up.
is, I mean, that's part of the shop. I don't know. His name's Brendan. I'm going to butcher his last name, but it's Cairns.
If I dug through my phone, I'm looking at the shop. I think that might be it.
I can.
I'll dig through my phone after. And
Yeah.
see. But so I was
Actually,
like,
I don't know if this guy. I think he was there. Regardless, I mean, we should go there.
oh,
I
dude,
was
me and
up
Ben,
there.
I was supposed to go up there and come back and be home by like 3:00. It was like 2:00, and we weren't even done. I was like, I need to go. So Ben made a deal with them for the Rabbit. So I was like, all right, I'm going to take what I have now and I'm going to make a list of parts. Now that I know what is here, I need to make a list. So I told him, he pulled the parts. I go, I needed a C2 body harness
Yep.
and I wanted the engine harness too, so I could send that out and get it lengthened and stripped. But then he pulled out the ignition switch. He knew what parts were CE2 and not that I couldn't reuse. So he got like the stocks, the ignition switch, and everything else.
Yep.
So he pulled all that. So I came up the next weekend with Ben with a truck and a trailer and grabbed that. But I ended up with doors and just random parts, 2 dashes, and I was just like, oh my God. There were so many parts. So one floor was like all Mark 1. next floor was like Mark II, and the next one was like Mark II body panels and this and that. And then the other coupe was air cooled and had a bunch of Mark III stuff in it. So, but they have a repair shop on the first floor, and it's not very big, but the back half of it is all pavement cement. And he has all his cars and his buddy's cars that he stores
That's
there.
so sick.
It was
Dude,
crazy.
It's wild. These
Because
guys.
I was talking to him at your house for a while, and he was showing me videos. He's got a VR6 swap bay window like mine. And he was like, if you want to do it, give me a call. We could do it in a weekend. I was like, what?
Yeah, there's a couple of guys from Maine. So I went up to the show in Acton, Maine. It was like Volks Fair, like in Deerfield, the one that we go to, which, Mike, you should definitely come.
Yeah, Waterford. Yeah,
Waterford.
Reggie's Repair and Salvage VW.
Is it a big building? It's a big building, right?
They're massive chicken coops.
Really?
Yeah, and like they get this bridge so they can drive like shit on, and I was like, that is sketchy.
Yeah,
But-
all those guys have old school shit though.
Yeah.
They're like Mark IIs, Mark I's, like Audis, like weird Audis
Look
and
at the
stuff.
size of those.
Oh, this is definitely it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I'm pretty sure he drove an S1 down for Volkswagen last year.
Yeah, they don't fuck around. These guys
No.
have been like in. It must be one of their fathers who started in
It
the
is.
VW
He started.
thing. Yeah,
He started it with air cooled.
Yeah.
So he probably has a shit ton of air cooled stuff.
yeah. So definitely. So we go to Volks Fair in Deerfield, New Hampshire. Obviously, that's like a huge show.
I might try to make it this year.
It's a great show. I mean, there's definitely been more newer stuff coming, but it's really just entertaining to like go see all the buses and all the air cooled stuff. I mean, more Volkswagen buses than you can. I mean, it's just cool because like the kids, like Mike, if you brought the kids, they'd be obsessed with just all the different colors. And,
Well, that's the thing.
because
Like,
old cars are just weird
Yeah.
and quirky, and they're like, oh, how many freaking dune buggies are there?
Oh my
Like,
God,
there's
there's-
freaking like
yeah,
there's
there's
a
a-
whole infield of dune buggies.
Yeah, there's a
dude,
shitload
like-
of Manxes too.
Yeah,
Like,
the Manxes,
Yeah.
like, dude, it's all these like, the paint that they use. It's all like that's crazy color,
The
and
sparkle.
the sparkle,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
yeah, it's like a boat basically. But yeah, no, there's another one in Acton, Maine. You should definitely come up this
Okay.
year because I went last year and it was like those guys hanging out. And they were like, let's go get beers after. And we were like, we had other shit to do. And I was like, this sucks.
How
'Cause
far is the drive to Acton?
Acton wasn't that far. I mean, it was up near like past Rochester. So it was like, I mean, honestly, I don't know. I don't even remember. I was having
was
just
it
a good
right over
time.
the border?
Sort of. A little bit. You kind of get into some rural area and then you're like, this is nice out here. And then there's a big lake and it's like
That's sweet.
right near there. So
As long as we don't
The
have to leave at
fairgrounds-
4:30, I'm good.
dude, the fairgrounds is just like Deerfield though.
Really?
It's
not
just hot as fuck. But at least there's like some coverage.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But you know, Johnny, right? Johnny brings the Jetta up, the Jetta coupe, the peach one.
Yeah.
He was in like Pennsylvania at Vag Fair the night before.
He's an animal.
And he shows up there. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck? I thought you were in PA. I thought you just won like top dog. And he was like, I did. I drove last night to here.
He did the same thing for Roots.
I'm like, you're out of your mind.
He bombed down and then didn't have a place to stay, so he slept in his car.
What a fucking beast,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he slept in his car for 2 nights. And I think Ethan did the same thing.
He's young. He can do
He
that.
don't give a shit.
Johnny's a little bit older, but not that old. I couldn't even put an age on Johnny. He's
I couldn't
like,
sleep in my car all night my age.
no, I don't know.
Wouldn't walk for 3 weeks.
What do you think about sleeping in the thing?
No.
No.
Well, I've slept in the bus a few times. It's not a camper, so it's just got the back seat. But my dad and I made this bed setup that just goes right over the back. So we brought that to Wolfsgard for a few years, and we camped in that.
That's cool.
It was pretty cool. It was cool. We set up some window curtains and stuff, and it was pretty rad. But
So what's the weirdest thing about the thing? Like, tell me, how does the washer fluid work in the thing?
there's like a manual pump on it. So like you literally pump it up like a bike pump to pump pressure into the reservoir.
Where's the pump?
Passenger footwell.
So you pump it with
Very
your foot?
convenient.
No, it's just a hand grab.
Oh, okay.
So, thankfully, I always have a passenger to do that. But I don't even have wipers on the car. Like, if I get caught in the rain, I'm kind of screwed anyway. I'm just parking somewhere covered. The heat in it is super cool.
Yeah.
It runs a gas heater on those things that's actually plumbed off the gas tank, and then has a spark plug to ignite it to heat the passenger cabin.
Wow.
Mine's still there. I haven't tested it. It scares the shit out of me.
Yeah, that's
Just to like light up fuel vapors.
Yeah. Yeah,
for the passenger
it's kind
heat.
of crazy.
Awesome.
Yeah, honestly, for what it is, it drives really nice. Like,
Yeah, I drove it. I thought it
drives
was
better
awesome.
than it looks.
I mean, the brakes worked really well. Everything seemed to be like the car drives well.
Yeah, and you wouldn't think it would go 70.
No, so you have to tell the story about Northeast Unity. So we went on. Did you?
I didn't go. No,
you didn't go. You should have gone.
Yeah, I'm gonna. The goal is to do more shows this year.
That was definitely one of the best shows of the year.
It was a really cool show.
Roots was awesome, but like this was the cruise to Unity. We all met in Milford.
Yep.
And we had a good air cooled group. There was Colin, me, him. I think there was a couple other, maybe.
Yeah, Jake had the yellow Beetle.
Yep, Jake's. He's a pretty young dude, actually.
Yeah.
He's like just a really cool dude. He knows a lot of people who also have air cooled cars. So he brought. It's a yellow and white Beetle. I'm sure you've seen it. It's pretty. It's very well done.
Yeah, it's dialed in.
But yeah, we all cruised back roads all the way to
Turner Falls, Massachusetts.
Mass. Yeah,
It's like Western Mass, right?
Yeah.
it was a beautiful, beautiful day. You know, the sun eventually came out, but in the morning it was it was a little bit cold. So he took the thing, right? Yeah. Did you have the windshield up?
I started with the windshield up. I had a heated coat on, thinking like, oh, I'll be fine. Heated coat dies before I make it to the meeting spot.
Got to bring extra batteries with you.
Yeah, I was like, it's like one of the Milwaukee ones.
Yeah,
I had like the little 14 volt in, and heated coat dies. I'm like, okay, that's fine. The sun's gonna come up, like it'll warm up. I'll be fine. And I get to, where do we meet? Shaw's.
Shaw's, yeah.
And we're sitting in the lot there for a while, and then we all get going, and we were on our way to, where was the first stop at? It was in like Peterborough or Keene or something like that.
Yep.
And there was this like dip in the road, and we go down, and then we go back up, and right at the top,
hill.
My windshield just frosts in like an instant, and I don't have wipers, and like I couldn't see anything in front of me, so I had to fold the windshield down, and it's 40 degrees outside. Jesus. So we're cruising at like probably 45, 50, and I'm just miserable the whole way. Like I'm starting to tear
freezing. I could see the pain in his face because he's like trying to like cover his face, and I'm like, he must be freezing because we had the window like cracked for a second.
You have to bring goggles with you next time.
Oh yeah, I'm getting like a straight like aviator bomber cap or something with the big clears.
Essentially, you basically need like cycling gear.
Yeah,
like,
you need to bring a motor.
like a full face
you
mask
almost
or
need a motorcycle helmet.
Yeah.
Or like snowmobiling.
Yeah.
Like, it was hilarious, but also very sad because I was like, I know he's dying right now.
It was
like,
miserable. This at the first stop, one of the godsends of a ladies in the group gave me an extra sweatshirt, and I threw that on over everything else that I already had on. And we got down to Turner Falls, and I'm like taking layer after layer off. I found her, gave her the sweatshirt back, and I don't think I'll do that again without at least putting like seat heaters or something in the car.
Yeah,
like it was absolutely
that
miserable.
was September. Was that after Roots?
Yes,
it was.
Yeah, it was late
like
September.
late. I think it was the end of September.
It was probably the week after we got back.
We took the square back. We did well, but we have a windscreen.
Yeah, you had a roof.
Yeah, you have
a
a normal covered car.
Yeah.
I didn't
It
even
was
think
still
about it.
the heat. Like we were cold too. Like our feet were cold because we were like the heat, like the heater channels. And I haven't even really fucked with the car a whole lot with the heat. I was like just happy that I got it running and shifting well. And but yeah, no, like we were a little bit cold too. And we're like, oh, it's a little cold in here. And we look back and we're just looking at this guy just suffering behind us.
Yeah.
And it was just like, well, should we go fast or slow? And it was a pretty diverse group of cars. I mean, we had B5.5 Passat wagon. We had R32 Mark IVs. Like, I mean, there was Mark IIs, Mark I's. Like, it was just eventually range. At one point when we were cruising all together through back roads to Turner Falls, we had 50 at least.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it was cool,
insane. Like the best cruise I've ever been on. And like I remember there was a couple people sitting on the side of the road, and we cruised by them, and they were just like, what the hell? And the cool part was like we had a lot of early cars, and that's why I love the early cars, the air cooled stuff, because it's always bright colors, like green, orange. Like our crew was
we had
red,
every color
white,
available,
yellow, like, and it was just so bright and everything, and it was just so cool. And then we got there, and it was a great show, and I think you ended up in a magazine. I definitely got a picture in a magazine for PVW. Nothing like
Yeah.
crazy,
Yeah,
but like
just
from the show coverage and stuff, it was cool. And we just had the Skittles package there with just like all of our cars.
Yeah, Northeast Unity
really
actually posted a picture of the thing last week, I think.
Nice.
And it was really cool, like opening Instagram and seeing my car on my feed that I didn't post, you know? Like,
yeah, that's cool.
That's kind of
very
neat.
cool. I mean, it's very unique, so that's, you know, and if you enjoy driving it, I mean, that's the best part.
I love driving it when it's above 70 degrees outside.
Yeah, for sure. It is cool.
It was brutal.
So, like, when we go to Volks Fair, it's usually hot.
Yeah,
So,
it's middle of July.
so like, last year, we drove just from my house to Deerfield, which is like 5 minutes. But, like, we're just cruising, and it's just funny to see, like, no windshield, you know, just his head popped out. Like, it's just funny. Like, it's just funny. But, yeah, that's cool. I love the air-cooled stuff, obviously. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to have Colin on too because he's definitely obsessed with it, and Jake too because he's definitely
Yeah, Jake's deep in it.
yeah.
And yeah, when we left Turner Falls, I was following Colin home, and he's like, "No, don't worry, we'll take back roads back. Like it'll all be good." He took one turn that we didn't take on the way there, highway the rest of the way. So I'm sitting there, pinning out the car at like 65 on what is that 93 coming back up north. And I'm just like the whole time behind. I'm like, "You said no highway." You
Oh my
piece of
god.
shit.
we did the highway on the way back with the square back, but that has a freeway flyer, so it does pretty well.
Yeah.
Like you can do 70 and it's not like strung out.
There's
you know?
no tack in that, is there?
There is.
There is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have that. I have one. I have one gauge.
It's just by ear.
Yeah, literally. I have the one gauge that's the miles per hour, and
Yep.
then it's a fuel gauge at
Yep.
the bottom, and that's not accurate at all. I just
Find that out the hard way.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So you think you're gonna rock that this year, or are you gonna try to get the bus going again?
I'll probably rock that when I can this year.
Yeah.
The bus, I want to get the front floors done before I pull it back out. It's
Yeah.
just under the floor mat. It's just really crusty. I did get the floors by the slider done
Mm-hmm.
a couple years ago, and I mean the thing runs great.
Do you do that work?
No,
you weld?
I don't know how to weld. I've
Okay.
always wanted to learn, but it's one of those things that
Yeah.
like you need to have some real pieces of shit to learn on before you do the things you care about.
Yeah. Like Tom, I talked to Tom about it. Tom's like, you just do it.
Yeah.
You know, he's like, go
Just
buy a
figure it
fucking
out.
welder.
There's a
and-
couple of dials.
Yeah.
And you just squirt.
Hey, just figure it out.
Well, MIG is much easier, especially if you're just doing panels.
Right.
You basically just tack it.
And that's one
And
of
then
the
you go
good
back
things
and
is
you
like
retack, and
Yeah.
then you tack again, and
you
then
can get like the
grind it back
original
and-
stamps too. Like you can
Yep.
get like the full front floor section and it's stamped to fit instead of using license plates or something to
Yeah.
just like patch holes.
I
Stop
saw
signs.
so
Yeah, exactly.
So funny story when I was looking for a square back, right? Well, I was looking for a fastback originally, but I wanted a Type 3. I didn't really care. If I would have got a notchback too, obviously, because notchbacks are expensive.
They're sick.
But I still think the squareback and it's basically a two-door sedan.
Mm-hmm.
They're very rare.
The
Or
squareback.
rarer. The notchback.
Oh, okay.
Because it has a trunk and it's kind of. But I will say, I think as a car, I think the squareback and the fastbacks are cooler because they're just like different. You know, you have
Yeah.
that sleek. I love the fastback. I love Tom's car.
I was
Tom's
to say,
car is awesome. In the squarebacks, just it's so usable. You know, your engine is like pancaked underneath, but you still have a trunk and everything. Like you can use it as a wagon. But when we were looking, there was a guy in Florida because I was looking a lot in Florida because they just kept popping up down
Right.
there, and he wanted like 12, 15 for this black fastback, and it was like a 60. I can't remember. Was it a 69? It was a 69, and it was black, and it in pictures it looked so good. It was on the Samba, right? So
Yep.
market. It wasn't even. I don't even think he had it on Marketplace because he didn't want just random ass people. He
Yep.
wanted like a Volkswagen enthusiast to buy it. So I actually went to the extent of paying him to like bring it to a guy down there who was a specialist to like lift it up. Dude, he didn't know, I guess, supposedly, but like he sent me like 25 photos of the bottom of that car. The tub on that thing,
Is it bad?
it was like Patches O'Houlihan. It was like they didn't even weld. They like riveted it in. Like
Oh,
it
they
was.
just
It wasn't
patched right
license
over it.
plates.
Yeah,
like I
yeah.
think it was like fresh metal, but like underbody was just not good. And he's
Yeah.
like, yeah, and it had like the original Solex like carbs, so it was like they were just. I don't know. I think it was 69. I think that was actually a fuel injected car originally, so somebody converted it back to Solex.
One of the like Solex Pick 34s or whatever they
are.
Yeah.
So they basically they were like, there was issues with the carbs and stuff, and I mean, if I was just looking at the car, and I could have bought the car, and it would have been like, probably would have been a cool little run around for 10 grand or whatever.
Yeah.
But like, I'm glad, because the one I got, the squareback that I bought, it's like the paint's not perfect. Like, it's like it's been painted twice, like, but the motor and the trans are like solid. The guy that built it, like, he did a really good job with it. It's a 1915 cc, so it's like the thing kind of rips. It's got dual carbs. It's got an alternator conversion. So it was like I kind of traded off like the originality, you know what I mean, for
more drivability,
for updated drivability. And this woman drove it from California all the way to Florida.
You ended up talking to the mechanic who built it, right?
What's crazy is, oh, dude, it's such a creepy story, because this is how deep I'll go. Because I really wanted one, and I wanted to make sure I didn't buy one that was a piece of shit. I wanted some originality, but I didn't want it to be like, just, you know, you buy a 68, right? How old is that at this point? Like, it's extremely old, right? So 32 plus
It's
26
like 58 years.
You're buying out.
58.
Yeah.
Damn.
Not even. Al's dad. No.
You're like 57 years old.
Right. So the key, if you don't want a massive project, which I really didn't, because guys, I don't want enough of those, is trying to find something that's been sorted enough but not fucked.
Yeah.
Like, you know, so it was tricky because there was a lot popping up, but they were also kind of rare sometimes. It seems like those cars weren't very loved. Now people love them. But back in the day, people wanted Beetles and buses.
Yeah. Nobody wanted
Type
a wagon-ish.
The Type 3s were like kind of like, they were just like whatever. You know?
That's how the thing is too.
Yeah.
I had a guy over in Sandown work on it a couple of years ago. As soon as I got it on the road, it just didn't really feel right, and I found somebody who's experienced with specifically air cooled, and I went and I towed it to him, and he looked it all over. There was a bunch of shit wrong with it, and essentially had him do exhaust, valve adjustment, oil change. It's got a weird sump system on that. I don't know if the squareback has that too, but it's like you can pull the whole oil screen out instead of just a drain plug.
Yeah.
He pulled that down and one of the nuts wasn't in place. So at any point, the oil pickup could have just sucked that nut up and just junked the entire engine.
Oof. Okay.
So I'm glad I brought it to somebody who knew what they were looking at. But
does yours have a filter external?
No.
Okay, so mine does.
Yeah.
Mine has an external oil cooler.
My Beetle has that.
Yeah.
But
yeah, a lot of them have just a pickup screen.
Yeah.
So at the bottom there's like, I forget if it's like
it's
6
like
or
8 bolts or
Yep.
something like that.
And they're like they're studs, and you basically drop the oil, and it's like a screen, like just a metal screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this guy's dad worked at a Volkswagen dealership in the 70s, so he, was telling me all these stories about when people would come in and they buy a brand new thing because it was like new and it looked cool, and then the next week they'd come back and want to trade it in for a Super Beetle or a standard Bug when they realized there's no sliding windows. This completely impractical.
Yeah.
But he was telling me that the school he went to had an ice rink when he was a kid, and their Zamboni ran on a air-cooled Volkswagen engine. So they'd call him, pull him out of class to come and get it started whenever it was having issues.
Dude, that's crazy. It's funny because they actually used a Type 4 engine in some airplanes.
Really?
Yeah, it was very simple. I mean, if you think about an air-cooled
Yeah, you just slap a prop on
four-cylinder,
the
right?
crankshaft.
So Doug, my friend Doug Pauly,
Yep.
PB in Nashua, he had this motor sitting up on the shelf, and I'm like, what the hell? Is that like a bus motor or something? He goes, no, that's the airplane. That's my airplane motor. And I'm like, dude, that looks identical to the Type 4 motor out of my Vanagon. He goes, yeah, they're like the fucking same thing. I go, that's horrifying.
That's crazy.
But they actually were pretty reliable. You know what I mean? The thing that kills the buses the most is, and this is something that, like, when I'm rebuilding my Vanagon engine, I think this is year 5 that I've actually, it's been a part on the bench, but hey man, whatever.
I don't know anything about that.
Yeah, so the big thing is cylinder head temps, because they're air cooled, right? And they're stuffed under a bus, right? So, and the big thing is elevation. So if you're climbing mountains in these things, or you're towing something, like the one that I bought, it had a cracked cylinder head. The guy was towing a boat with a Vanagon. Like,
That's a horrible idea.
it was a sailboat, but still, towing anything beyond the passengers in the vehicle,
Yeah, that's
plus
tough.
the weight of the car, how hot does that? So the from everybody I've talked to that's like a specialist with with those air cooled cylinder head temp sensors.
Yep.
With a gauge. And if you get beyond 200 and whatever it is, I think it was 225 or 250, like at that point you want to just shut the engine off, or
Let it cool down.
don't let it sit in idle in 100-degree weather,
Right.
and just idle kills them too. Just sitting there, they're idling, they're getting hotter and hotter and hotter. I think that's what happened to my sister's Vanagon, but I haven't really dug too deeply into that one. But they're cool cars. All the air cooled stuff's really neat. It's really simple, but there are it's like not a lot of people know how to work on them.
Yeah.
So that's why I've been trying to learn that, because it's it's something, like, it sucks that none of the guys that I worked with before me knew that.
Right.
Right, because there's a gap in knowledge between water cooled and air cooled. But if you think about it, how closely they're tied to Porsche too. Think about the money that's involved with the air cooled stuff now.
Yep.
Not that I'm I care about the money. It's just I love that old air cooled. Just those engines are really unique. And then Porsche basically took that engine all the way up until what? What was the first?
96.
Yeah.
And they were pushing some serious power with
Yep.
air cooled. And now,
That
if
was
you look
the
at,
3 liter or the 3.2?
I think it was a
Flat
3.6 liter they had in the
I think one of them.
993s.
Yeah, I think one of them
Yeah.
ended up being a 3.6.
Yeah, I mean they were really. And the other thing is, if the cylinder, the way the 6 cylinders they distributed heat better than the 4 cylinders. So, but that guy, is it Raby Paul? Oh, I always forget his name. Jake Raby. I don't know if you know that guy.
No.
He's perfected the air cooled motors. That guy he's a legend. He's the guy that's done studies on the bore scoring and all that stuff. He has a bunch of YouTube stuff. Kind of a dry guy. Definitely not out there to please anybody. He says it. He says, if I wanted to, he basically makes these videos where he tells you all the science around it, and he's like, and if you want to do it that way, well, you're fucking wrong. And if I wanted to make people happy, I'd sell fucking ice cream. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just funny. He's wicked dry, but the guy has been building air cooled motors. I have a DVD from him, right? That he
It's
sells.
actually so sick.
Dude, from 96 on how to rebuild a Type 4 air cooled
No shit.
Vanagon motor, right? Because the Type 4 was the bus, the Vanagon,
Right.
and the 914. He is now the Porsche specialist guy. He does. It's just insane. What this mic?
It's about,
Is
to
it
take
still?
it's about to take a nosedive again.
Are you serious, dude?
This is my enjoyment right now because I know shit about air cooled.
You
So
know
I'm just
shit
letting
about
Dan run with the.
Well, I thought you wanted a Porsche mic. You need to know.
everyone.
Yeah,
wants
I
one.
do, but
Like
the
an
Porsche money
87?
I have is a base 996 Carrera with
There was
with an
actually,
IMS
dude,
issue.
I actually saw a base 996 Carrera for 22 grand yesterday. It was silver, and it said it had the IMS done, and it said something about a ding on the fender and the hood, and it was if I fix this, the price is going up. And I was 22 grand. It was a 6-speed.
So that's my speed.
You should buy that. Or do you want a sport wagon for $1,200?
See, that's in my heart. I love shit boxes.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it's kind of like the bargain deal. I'm always I'd like to put a Porsche motor in a fastback and not have a 911 because they're close enough.
Yeah.
But, you start getting into the 911 stuff and you're like, oh my God, it's
Yeah.
so sick.
I
And
watched
if you've driven them, a 911 SC is the bargain right now. SC
Dude,
3 liter.
I want one so bad.
That right there would be they're 50 grand. 50 grand. If you could swing it, that's such a sick car. But
There's a guy I pass his house every day on the way to work that's got a mid 80s 911 SC Targa.
Yep.
And every day I just, you know, like I'm not looking at the road at all. I'm just staring at that car in his driveway.
In high school, if you bought that car, you probably could have paid like 15 to 20 grand for
I used to
it,
send
you know?
I used to send my dad Craigslist links when I was like 16 to mid 80s 911s just because that's always been the car. I had a poster of that on my wall for years.
Yep.
It's just something about it. But
You're waiting for this thing to fall.
Hey, it might go.
I gotta say, I'm gonna post a picture of this and just be like, "This is what he's torturing me with this spring-loaded contraption." Yeah.
I ain't got any problems on mine. Mike,
Yeah,
either.
mine's looking good.
It's funny. Would you guys see yourselves buying an air-cooled car at any point? A Beetle?
Maybe at some point. I know Lara would be into a thing.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I mean, I think in general, I think it's just the nostalgia feel, right? I mean, I think all of us have imagined, like, I would love to have like a '60s Beetle in like burgundy with a rag top sunroof. Like,
Yep.
I think you always, I don't know, you just kind of like envision like, oh, you want to have one of those because it would be cool.
They sound awesome.
Would I ever buy one? I don't know.
I'd
genuinely
probably
don't
be
know.
like 10 cars down the line before.
The thing is
that's the
I
other
think
thing.
too, as a mechanic, right? You kind of like, you're like, okay, I know this enough where I can like fix it, right? And like he's saying, all right. So I think about it all the time. I'm like, these engines are so simple, right? They're so simple, but no one can fix them,
Yep.
right? Correctly.
Yeah.
Because that knowledge has kind of died off. It's kind of gone by the wayside. I mean, there are plenty of people who still are around, but
Right.
that generational knowledge hasn't necessarily been passed on. Like, I'm the sponge. I would absorb all of the information, but I started working at Volkswagen in 2010. So
Yeah.
who did I know that I could extract information from? Ken. We did one air-cooled motor through the shop because he had enough clients from they had a couple weird ones. I mean, he had people follow him his whole career.
Ken,
you know what I mean?
He
Ken
came from
Hughes.
Manchester,
Yep.
Volkswagen. Yeah.
Yep.
I worked
Yep.
with him. I'm 99% sure he had an Etnie Ogner cabriolet when I worked with him. Like before I got one.
He owned one?
Yeah. 99% sure.
Ken Hughes. The
Yeah.
big guy?
Older guy, right?
Worked with Dale.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy.
I swear it was him, but I don't know. There was like fucking 10 techs in the shop.
My only experience was air cooled when I was at Seacoast. We had a '67 in the showroom.
oh yeah.
That was the
think it's
owner's,
still there.
and we would no.
I was
don't-
there last year, and there was...
So that was before it sold.
Okay.
I think or it might have been
Oh,
right
right,
around the
right,
time.
right,
Yeah, because
right,
the owner, it was his vehicle. So like every couple months, we'd pull it out of the showroom.
That's cool.
We'd whip it around the dealership. Like everyone would kind of get like a turn driving it around the
cool.
dealership and stuff like that.
Yep.
And we still had a couple guys in the shop at that time that were semi knowledgeable in air cooled. So
stuff.
like, if it needed work or whatever, like they would hop in and do it. But
Most of it's
that's
pretty
really my
easy
only experience with.
unless you have to take the motor out and rebuild it.
Yep.
And then at that point you can kind of get it together even if you don't really know what you're doing. But there is like a difference of like a guy who does heavy diagnostic in newer engines today is going to be like, what the fuck is this thing?
Yeah.
And just the way that it works. But it's really not super complicated. It's just trying to figure out, they weren't expertly designed like Porsche engines.
I mean, like anything else, they were throwaway
No,
cars.
but like you said, it was
Right.
all nostalgia. Like the 67, 64, I can't remember exactly what year it was, but like it was originally bought from Seacoast.
Right.
So we had like the original purchase and sales framed
That's cool.
on the wall,
That's
like
cool.
behind the car and stuff like that. So like it had a whole story. It had the original sticker still on the rear hatch from whatever the Seacoast sticker
Right.
was back in the 60s. Like it still had like all those original bits to it, and it was like a light blue tealish kind of color.
Yeah, it's dove
with
blue.
with like a whitish grayish interior and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So like great looking car.
Well, I think one of the really interesting things is it's like they were still figuring it out. Like they were still trying new things back then. Like there's a couple of years of the Beetle that you could get it with an auto stick transmission.
Yeah.
Like that lasted for a couple of years because it was a shitty idea.
Yeah.
But it's cool that they were still trying something new like that.
The coolest thing for me with air cooled, because obviously, like, Dan was leading this conversation because I don't know shit about it. So I've been quiet this whole time because I know nothing. So
I can tell
I'm just
you guys
listening.
both were like completely silent, and that happens a lot when I talk to people that are into water cooled cars. It's just funny. It's just like they don't know what they're just completely not into it.
Right.
But.
It's not that you're not into it, but I think the one cool thing that we can all agree with is there's always a story behind it.
Yeah.
Everybody you talk to of a certain age has owned a Beetle. The auto stick transmission, they've talked about like how odd it was, or is that the same one that was kind of like the push button one on the dash or something like that?
Well, no. So it still had a stick, but there was no clutch.
Yeah.
So like you got up to a certain RPM and the engine would pull vacuum for the clutch.
Dude, this mic is.
But it's like there was always a story behind it. Like everyone you talk to, they would talk, and even I remember being at the dealership and selling at the time. Like people would come in and they would see that Beetle, and it was almost the icebreaker.
Yeah,
they would just start talking about their high school days or their college days, and they would just run in. And Dan's got the handheld mic.
I think I turned it.
But like that's like obviously they're very cool cars. I think anybody that's into Volkswagen probably has that at least idea in their head. Like, I mean, for me, the oldest Volkswagen I've ever had was a 96.
right.
And it was a Cabrio that I bought for $600.
Hell yeah.
From Ron's toy shop on
I see their
Elm
trailers
Street.
all the time.
I saw it for $600 and I was like, oh, that's a shitbox. I'll take that. It had like 74,000 miles on it. It had a separate wired in ignition that you'd start with like a flathead screwdriver.
Right.
It was a complete shitbox. But it was like, for me, it was like, it's cool. I mean, it's a Mark III. Like, I've never owned a Mark III before. I've never owned a Mark IV.
Really?
Never owned a Mark IV.
Huh.
I can't believe you've never owned a Mark II.
Yeah. Nope.
Have you had a 3?
Yeah. I had a 98 Jetta VR6 for a long time. That thing was awesome. But no, never had a Mark II. Had a couple Mark, 3, 4 Mark 1s now. But no, Mark II is just this. Now I have to now it has to be special.
Yeah, you got to find the right one. Something.
Yeah. I don't know why I've never owned one.
I've had everything but 7, 8. Nope. Jetta 7.
Yeah, I was gonna say you had the Jetta.
So I've had every gen.
So when you guys have like every gen of car to do you appreciate how much technology's come, or do you just kind of get nostalgic, like the knobs instead of the screen and the haptic response? Like when I picked up the B5, I didn't realize I missed this. I hit a bump the other day and my little aux cord spun in my phone and I got a little bit of static. I was like, that's
yeah,
nice.
you got to tell us about the B5.
That's nice. The
so
thing's sick.
you just purchased what year is that?
It's an 04 B5 18T 4-motion 5-speed
Passat.
Passat wagon.
What color?
Gray anthracite, I think. I'm not sure what the
the
color code is, but
I had a white black leather stick wagon.
Really?
Yeah.
How long?
How long ago?
Or how long did you own it?
6 months.
Oh shit.
Probably bought it pre-winter.
This was a B5 and a half?
Nope, B5.
Okay, so his is a B5 and a
Yep.
half.
B5.
You had a 1.8T 5-speed?
Yep.
B5.
B5.
Ooh.
Was it a 4-motion or no?
It was a 4-motion, and I had a black trunk B5 stick, black on black. Right before that, I sold it to my buddy Chris so I could go pick up this wagon.
Yep.
Yeah, they wanted $4,500 for it. I showed up to look at it with $3,000 cash, and they're like, "We're moving to Aruba, and we're selling everything we own, and we will happily." I showed up with Lainey and Laura. My kid was, it was like 7. So she was like 7 or 8 years old. So I show up with my little daughter, and they're like, "Oh, you look like a good family. We'll give it to you for $3,000." So I was like, "Cool."
Yeah, you seem like a nice guy.
Yep. So I took the front plate off. I took the front plate off the other Jetta, the other Passat, threw it on the back of that, and she followed me home from the seacoast.
Those were still some of my favorite cars. Like I had a B5 A4 Avant that I bought, silver with the dark blue interior manual. That I bought. It was a trade-in.
Yep.
That I bought it for I think I paid like $1,100 for it or something like that, and drove it for 6 or 7 months, and then sold it. And then a Colorado Red 05 GLX. So it was a 30 valve automatic front wheel drive.
Yep.
But still great car.
Yeah.
And then I had my was it 02 B5.5 wagon 118 manual.
Yep.
Front drive.
What year's yours?
But-
04.
04.
Yeah.
I love that thing. I mean, I think I'm the third registered owner on it.
Great cars.
It is super
great
clean.
cars.
What compelled you to buy that?
I mean, I'm like you. I'm on Marketplace all the time. And
Yeah, but B5 though. Why did you know that they were great cars or?
No.
Okay.
I was really just looking for something for motion. That was the big thing. Just where I live.
You didn't look at like the newer sport wagon stuff or?
If I was gonna get a sport wagon, it would have to be the green on brown.
Oh,
On
Marrakesh.
the all
golf
track.
balls.
The
Yeah.
green on Persian rug.
Yeah.
Do we know what Marrakesh means? Or is that like a
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna claim that I'm like some
guru?
geological, but Marrakesh, I believe,
Is a place.
I thought it was a place,
in
yeah.
India or
So that
somewhere in the
makes
Middle
sense.
East.
Maybe they have rugs there.
Hey, maybe.
They
It's
definitely have
probably
rugs
just
there.
it's just an exact. You know, someone just like looked at it and they were like brown interior. Scroll through, find a Marrakesh. That sounds
That's the
nice.
place. Yes.
It's like with all colors.
Yeah.
Like what the fuck does reflex silver mean?
It's in Morocco.
It's silver.
It's
Morocco.
Morocco. There we go.
okay.
Morocco.
Yeah. Cool.
But yeah, I was looking at 4Motion cars, and I saw this thing listed for like 2 weeks, and it looked really good in the pictures, but it was in Connecticut, like
Yep.
deep Connecticut, and I was like,
They do sell rugs, just saying.
in
Marrakesh.
Marrakesh, Morocco.
I can get a Marrakesh rug right now.
It was only $2,900.
That's
Maybe
it.
we should get one.
"That's cheap money, baby."
It is cheap money.
Jesus.
We can get one a red one too.
Do you want to be 5.5 or do you want a rug?
Get that rug.
Maybe you should you should get one of those rugs and cut them up and put them as floor mats in your Mark II. With the maroon, that looks sick.
But going back to answer your question, like appreciating the technology moving
Yeah.
forward, you do and you don't. Like for me, it's like I think the peak mashing of technology, but still kind of a little bit of an old school feel would be like your like 7.5s. So like all tracks.
Old school feel. 7.5.
No, but like still
I'm kidding, Mike.
a more driver oriented vehicle without all of the screens,
Right.
all of like,
Yep.
you know, you still had physical buttons.
I have adaptive cruise in my Golf R, which is weird because it's a manual. So
Yeah.
when you come to slow down, it'll slow
Yep.
you down. But eventually, I think you'll just stall out. I haven't let it do it. But
I'm pretty sure it will because I
But I'm
think my
pretty sure it'll
GLI had
stay.
it.
Like you can switch gears, and it'll stay if you
It'll
have it
stay
at 70.
active, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it'll
Yes.
still.
Yeah, it'll stay active.
Yeah, yep.
in that sense. But it's like, yeah, it's like that was cool. But like, I still go back. Like, my all track was still my favorite car I've owned. I think to date, but in the Volkswagen realm, was still my favorite car to date. But closely following that was my CC.
I always like the CCs.
Loved that.
Those are nice looking cars.
Loved.
that's what I drove
Love
tonight. I
that
drove
car.
the CCR, the 4Motion Executive. I mean, that car is sweet.
Yeah.
I love that car. It's got like the dark wood. It's not like new enough inside where it's like you feel like you're driving something that's like, I don't know, too new.
Right.
But I mean, the only thing is I've been driving a 2-liter turbo CC as well. And I'm like, fuck, gas is kind of expensive when you get the 3.6 4Motion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, but if I get a Tectonics exhaust on that thing, I don't give a fuck. I will pay the extra. Because I know it wants to make the noises. I can hear the noises. They're
wants
just
to
not
eat.
loud enough.
It wants
you know
to
what
eat.
I mean? I want it to eat.
Yes.
Yeah. Driving the Touareg's brutal at the pump.
Yeah, it's tough.
It's tough.
Touaregs are tough.
Yeah.
The TDI is good with the DPF delete. Don't tell the EPA. But
I won't. Secret secret.
actually, I don't even know if they care anymore.
They listen.
Yeah, I don't know, but your $6 diesel right now might
I know.
negate
Still, I haven't been driving that, so I'm I don't even know like how much that, but because that's $6 a gallon, right?
Yeah.
I don't know, because premium the other day I pumped 5.
Yeah, that's what happens when you have unhinged children running the country. But anyway,
Yeah, right. If it looks like a goat fucker, it's probably a goat fucker.
Oh my god.
Seriously, fucking asshole.
But yeah, like I know when my Mark II's done in 10 years. It's
Preach, brother.
yeah,
Like 10 from now?
At least you're
I
realistic
don't know.
about it.
I mean,
You might not be alive then.
dude, I remember I was like,
Oh, shit.
Isn't he like 58?
Jesus. But I remember when I started taking it apart. I'm like, oh, Wolfscar 2020. It's 2026.
There wasn't a Wolfscar 2020.
Yeah.
You cursed yourself.
Yeah, that's true. But,
Oh, God.
But like when I finally start driving it, it's gonna be like, oh, you know what I mean? I won't have Bluetooth and
Right.
like.
Well, that's the thing. You got to set it up right.
no, because I'm sure there's something I could put in, but I have an Alpine IVA D900 TV
Yep.
DVD player that I had in my LS400.
Yeah.
that
Does
I
it have
put-
an auxiliary input though?
Yes.
So you
So
can
that's what
wire
I'm saying.
Bluetooth.
There's something I can do, but
you can. Yeah.
But, like, with
I've
the
done
s-
it in a lot of old cars because I
Okay.
didn't want to ditch the
Yeah.
factory radio.
But like,
my
the
Passat
Skyline,
is
I put
06, but-
a Bluetooth radio in it. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? With the speaker, like I put an updated radio in it,
Yeah.
which was great. But I specifically want to put this radio in it with all my car audio because I moved it from the LS to my VR Mark IV to my 337. Then when I got the Golf R, I was like, well, I'm not tearing all the audio out of a brand new car, so I packed it all away into a Tupperware, and it's been sitting in the basement since 2012.
Nice.
You know, the only thing I didn't keep when I got rid of the Lexus was the 337 is the door speakers. So that's the only thing I'm gonna have to rebuy.
The Bluetooth isn't going to be as good.
Obviously.
But basically, so like if a factory radio in any of your cars has like an auxiliary wiring in the back of it, which
Yep.
is like if it has wiring for an auxiliary port, basically, or not, even if the car doesn't have an auxiliary port, like my Passat, it didn't even have an auxiliary port, but the back of the radio had wiring pins for it. You can wire a Bluetooth, I think they call it an emulator or whatever.
Okay.
And essentially you connect to that as the auxiliary. So they're like, I don't know, $20 on eBay.
Right.
All right.
They
That's
fail
something.
occasionally. Like, I don't know if you guys saw Kim's thing. She was like, once the Bluetooth warms up, because it was from China, and it was just cheap, right? Or whatever. I
Yeah.
don't even know.
Just some cheap Amazon.
I had like 3 of them. I think there's like, I have 2 more of them. So when I sell the car, I'm going to try to probably wire in a new one. But when it gets warm out, they work fine. But this one, I guess it started to fail when it gets cold. It wouldn't connect.
When your thermostat opens up, your Bluetooth works.
Well, it was tucked behind the dash, so it
Yeah.
must be like cold, and it was just funny. But yeah, you should be able to do that. But yeah.
Just bring back the days of cassette deck auxiliary.
I guess the Bluetooth on the, was it cassette? No, it wouldn't be the cassettes. What do
No.
they do?
No.
Oh, is it the
The
plug
cassette,
it in?
You plug the cassette in. You have a cord.
Those were the
that you
days.
plug into.
No, there's
Are you talking about the
Bluetooth,
the FM transmitter?
I have that in my RS4. It actually works pretty good.
You gotta find that station that was all static. That
Until
had
you
no,
drive through
yeah.
a different state, and then you're like, oh shit, I gotta find a different station.
I have the cassette center console
Yep.
for the Mark II, where you holds like 5-6 cassettes.
Oh no shit, really?
Yeah.
Is that kind of rare? Or?
I mean, kinda. Like it's
My,
not.
my Mark II had one of
Yeah,
those as well.
I mean, they're
Did you get
out
the
there.
DigiFizz repop?
Yes.
You did?
Yep.
You bought it?
When we get done here, I'll show it to you. It's in the, it's in the
that's
guest bedroom.
sick.
I'm disappointed. I've only had 2 cars with a cassette deck.
What about the
The B5 has one, which I love.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was gonna say no, neither of mine had cassettes. My B5 A4 Avant had a cassette deck, and then my first car, my Saab, had a cassette deck.
is your 04 Monsoon?
Yes,
Does it have like a 6-disc CD changer?
it does.
That's awesome.
Yeah, the options are sick.
You
It's-
should throw some discs in that.
Nina was saying that the other day. She goes, "Oh God, we got to get some albums." And like the only actual disc
Ludicrous.
CDs I have. No.
Find
I
all
have-
those old burnt CDs
yeah,
from high school.
Yeah, and then I have like Alan Jackson's greatest hits.
That's
I'm
awesome.
just jamming Chattahoochee going down Route 3, dude.
Dude, did I tell you the story about that A6 that I bought? The all-road?
I don't know.
So...
Do you sell that yet?
No, I still have it.
You do the turbos yet?
No.
That's why. And that's why it's
That's why you haven't sold it yet.
But it was becoming a really nice car until the turbos blew. And it has low mileage. It's like, well, low mileage for, that car is like 115,000 or 112. And I was like loving it. And right around Christmas, I was like, this fucking car is so good. Like, it's just, I realized why people love these cars, right? And then shortly after, I realized why people hate them when the turbos blew, but, or one of the turbos. But I was coming back from work one day and I was like, oh shit, this thing has CDs, right? Like, it has a 6-disc CD changer. So I was like, it was right before Christmas. It might have even been the day before Christmas Eve. And I was like, I wonder what discs are in here. So I put it, it was like the best Christmas album I've ever heard. And I just was like jamming to that. And then like a week later, I let the car warm up in my driveway. And I came out, it was billowing smoke. Like, dude, it was like a coal factory.
But thank you for reminding me. My C5 27A6 had a cassette deck too.
Did it?
Yes.
Oh, fuck. I don't even know if this one does, honestly. I think it might.
Yeah, because it was a...
Because mine's like an 01.
Yeah, mine was a 2000.
Okay, yep.
I love that 27T platform. My dad had a C5A6 for a while, and that thing just...
Oh, that thing was...
It was so good.
Yeah, they are good cars. They were built well. It's just, they're old. So
All the time, my dad's like, if it didn't need cats in like...
Oh, that's right.
2012, they were like $5,000 to replace it.
And you gotta pull the motor, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, the only problem with mine was I bought it with it had a sticky wastegate, so you couldn't pin it right off the bat. Like, you could it was a driver's side turbo, so you could almost literally feel like the passenger side of the car pulling you while it was waiting for the driver's side to catch up. So you had to like lightly roll into the throttle, and if you rolled into it, it was fine. But if you just went to pin it right off the bat, it was just...
Dude, Audi is such a tough, like, those old Audis, man.
The rings of death.
You really have to want it.
Yeah.
Or you have to just have money. That's what people don't realize about, like, those cars. Like, they're like, oh, cool, I'll buy one cheap. And it's like, oh, I can do some of the work myself. And it's like funny because it's like, the people that bought those cars originally were rich people. And just because they're old now doesn't mean you don't have to be rich.
They weren't
right?
made
Like,
for the 10th owner.
it's kind of like the Porsche thing. Like, you can buy an old Porsche, but there was an old saying back in the day, a cheap Porsche is the most expensive Porsche of all, right? Like, and I learned that very quickly. Even with the 944 stuff, it was like, shit, I'm going to have to send my water pump out to get rebuilt because I can't afford a brand new one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I don't want to keep on bringing up YouTube, but like, I watched a video, Hoovie's Garage. He bought a 997 Carrera for like 22 grand or something like that had like 80,000 miles on it. Body was beat, clear coat peeling everywhere, bumper falling off, everything like that. And he's like, how can you go wrong?
He found out.
Cylinder scoring.
Oh, no. I know.
So the motor
Jake Raby would be like, dude, I could have guessed that one. You know what I mean?
Motor was junk, exhaust was falling off, whole suspension was like beat to shit. It was like the repair bill was like 50 grand, and he's like, oh, never mind.
Yeah,
just junk it at this point.
Yeah.
Dude, that's crazy. I would love to become like a certified like Porsche repair facility. That's
so
the
cool.
thing. Like, I don't want to work at the dealership because the dealerships suck. Fuck the Porsche dealers. Like, dude, I saw something recently and it was like, after 3 years of being a technician, you can make $45,000 a year. I'm like, this was listed on Porsche America's site. I'm like,
crazy.
Are you fucking kidding me, dude?
You can work at fucking Dunkin'
the
Donuts
fuck
at
can
like
afford
$45,000.
You can barely
You're
get
gonna-
minimum wage
You're
after
gonna,
3 years.
What is the medium list price of a fucking Porsche?
Dude, that's
like,
a 40-hour job at $20-something an hour. That's it. You're not.
That's
There's no flat
insane.
rate. That's
I mean, you
like-
can't get a 911 for under 100 grand now.
Right.
I think it was even like, I think I screenshot it. I'm gonna have to dig this up, and if I can, I'm gonna send it to you guys. I think it was like after 4 years, you could be at $45,000, or maybe it was like $60,000 a year.
Still.
Which, honestly though, you're working on $200,000, and what's their labor rate?
Ours is probably 240, 249.
And Porsche's probably 280,
Right.
Right? Like, fuck that.
Because I'm pretty sure Porsche might be a little different, but Audi, we're the same price all the way around the board at all the dealers, like everything we own.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because everything's a premium brand.
Yes, we're all premium. Even like we have Mini and Acura, and I don't consider Mini premium, but it is. It's a high line.
No,
I know
is.
it is.
It's a
I know.
BMW.
It's
yeah.
But same thing with Acura. It's a high line.
Poor people
dealer.
don't buy minis.
No.
Well, I'm sure they do.
Oh,
some people do.
They come in
just like they buy Audis. Like
they come in with their recall at 150K.
56s.
Things falling apart.
Falling apart. I think I have one of the highest quotes I've ever done. 21K.
21,000.
Yep.
Damn.
This week.
Yeah.
Like we've had some high ones because of motors, but this thing didn't need a motor, and I quoted 21K.
Well, it doesn't. I mean,
Just needed
it
everything
doesn't
else.
have to
Yes.
be anything premium. I mean, like, you know, a Lexus SUV, right? Those are.
Oh, yeah.
That's a Toyota essentially, right? I've seen those. Like, I had a friend buy one, and he was like, I went to Lexus. They quoted $18,000 in repairs. I go, okay. I'm like, let me take a look. I went through the thing. I go, this thing needs a shit ton of work. And from the exterior, it looked pretty decent.
Yep.
But it's like, it's not that hard when you factor in today's labor rate with,
Yeah.
you know.
5 hours here, 10
yeah.
hours there.
The key is being transparent with the people, the customer, and not trying to sell them half the job so that, you know, 6 months from now,
They
the
have to
car
come back and
blows
get the other
apart.
half.
Well,
It's like, why didn't you just tell me
well,
that this
part
car
of-
was a piece of
Yeah,
shit?
well, part of the problem is you want to sell a new car too.
Right.
Part of the dealership model. So it doesn't matter if a car is fixable for a reasonable amount of money to keep it roadworthy.
Yep.
It's going to hit a point where you're just going to say, hey, you know, we don't want to do the work to this. Why don't you just trade it in? We'll give you a trade-in offer.
Right. Right. Well, I think I don't know. Some shops and some dealers are not doing the right things, you know.
Yeah,
And
they
that
came
sucks.
in. They came in, asked for. They're like, I'm leaking oil. Before I could get it all the way up, I already had a puddle in my bay,
Holy shit.
Oh, dude, I've
and
had
it was
'em.
everything was leaking. So I quoted everything, and I was
Yeah.
like, "This is what I would do. This is what is also leaking, but let's do these 3, and then we'll clean it." And the others are kind of seeping, but they're not dripping. And we'll, you know, if this is what you want to do, this is what we'll go from there. But
Put some stop leak in there, dude.
it was tough. You couldn't even see
Just get
the
it.
subframe was
Just
completely
JB weld
covered.
it all together. You don't need gaskets. Just JB weld.
Dude, it's crazy. I see so many shit boxes. It's
I could
it's
imagine.
Insane. Volkswagen Manchester, come on, dude. There are some poor ass motherfuckers. But I mean, dude, people buy these cars. They're like, you know, if I can give one piece of advice at 2 hours and 16 minutes here, I don't know, even know who's gonna still be listening. But if you buy a fucking used car, especially a German one, get a pre-purchase inspection. Who the fuck wouldn't do that? You're not
Yeah.
obligated to buy a car. Never get sold on a used car. Make sure if the person says, I won't bring it to a service place and have them put it on a lift and look it over, don't buy the car.
I was going to say,
Yeah,
run
100%
run from
do not
any
buy it.
dealership, used car dealership
Yep.
that will not allow you to bring it to your mechanic
Yep.
for a PPI.
You don't, there's a million fish in the sea, right?
It's worth
As they
the
say.
$150 or $200
Yeah.
Yep.
for the peace of mind.
Somebody I get all the time, all the time people message me, hey, I'm looking at this car. What do you think? What do you think? I'm like, I think that there's multiple issues with this platform. It's a German car.
I did
It's
that to you with
10
the
years.
B5.
What did I say?
You
Did I
said-
say get a pre-purchase inspection?
And I
I'm
did
telling
not.
you. And you did not, but it's a B5. So
And it's crazy clean.
Well, yeah.
And it
I
is-
mean,
and-
realistically, if you're buying a B5 or B5, B5 and a half, if you bring it for a PPI, it's going to be 3 times the vehicle value.
well,
regardless.
Here was the thing. I saw the post, and I knew that car was probably super clean because it was like a 2-owner car.
Yep.
And the guy had like all of the recent work. He had receipts, and the car it speaks for itself as far as like the cleanliness. And
Yeah, so he
everything.
took care of it.
A car that old, you know, it's kind of like, all right, you can roll the dice a little bit. But again,
yeah.
you could have brought it somewhere, paid
Right.
$200, and in think about that. If you know you brought it somewhere and they were like, hey, it needs $1,000 worth of work, you know, at that point you don't own it, so you can negotiate at that point.
Yeah.
Right? Who the fuck buys an old German car that could be extremely expensive and says, "Oh yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna roll the dice." Like, what? This isn't fairyland. You're gonna get screwed, dude. Like, my neighbor bought a GTI, right? Didn't talk to me. Mark 5. And I was like, dude, what the fuck? He made multiple mistakes. I've serviced all of his cars. Like, I was like, all right, whatever. But he was always like kind of private, and he never.
Is this your current neighbor?
Old neighbor
Or
in Hudson?
Okay.
Yep. Love the guy.
Yeah.
One of honestly, my favorite people for sure. His whole family's awesome. But his whole family had Volkswagens after they had a Cabrio when I moved in, and then I moved
this
in
is across the street, right?
Across the street.
Yeah,
yep.
I remember.
And I was like, "What the fuck are they doing with a Cabrio?" There's like 2 Chevy trucks. He's got a Cabriolet Mark III, and then after that, his sons all like ended up with Volkswagens. He was buying Volkswagens. It was like Mark V R32. He had a Jetta Mark V. His son had a Mark IV GTI 18T. You know, he's talking about a Touareg. He didn't end up getting a Touareg. He got a Tiguan. But he bought a Mark V GTI. Didn't talk to me. Didn't get a pre-purchase inspection. Mark V GTI 2-liter FSI. All right. Million problems with
Bet you
those.
that cam follower.
Yeah, BPY.
Lot of warranty extensions, though. Thing didn't have super high mileage. It was a Florida car. He bought it at a used car dealer. I get it to work, and I was like, this thing... He drops it off. I pull it in, and I'm like, what the fuck? There's like a lot of weird stuff going on. I instantly go, this is a gray market car. Sure enough, all of the warranty extensions that would have been covered on his car, not covered because he was out of market. So Volkswagen of America would not cover any warranty extensions for the cam follower, for the high pressure fuel
Was it a
pump.
Canadian car?
It was Florida.
What is a gray market car?
Somebody from Mexico brought it into Florida, registered it somehow.
Gotcha.
He still had a legal registration on that car. In New Hampshire.
Florida, like when the whole JDM thing and the illegal cars that weren't 25 years, Florida was a big part. There's somebody there was importing JDM cars.
But there
illegally.
are exceptions to that. So there are a few dealerships that I won't name, specifically in Massachusetts, that if you look at the Carfax on all of their vehicles, they're Canadian vehicles.
Canadian cars, though, when you go into Elsa Pro for VW, there's no warranty coverage.
No.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. So like you can buy
This is
You
the
can buy
reason why you need a pre-purchase inspection.
you can buy a
Imagine
C7
buying a car, right? And you're like, oh, well, we know there's warranty extensions on a water pump or a timing chain, right? Because there was a lot of that going on.
Yep.
And then you're like, oh, shit. I get it to my local dealer, and it's like, no, there's no coverage because this is a Canadian car. I had a Golf R yesterday, that 23 I was telling you, the 6-speed.
Yep.
I go, that's weird. I threw the VIN in, and it says out of market. And I looked at the door, and it said Canadian, had a big maple leaf.
We've had
I
a
was
few
like,
minis that have
Hell
come
yeah,
down.
brother.
We had a few minis that came down from Canada, and they lived in Mass or whatever, and they wanted their high-pressure fuel pump extension. And we're like, we can't. You have to go up to Canada if you want it.
Yep.
You know, there's nothing we can do. You can call and bitch to Mini USA all you want.
Yeah.
There's zero.
They won't do shit.
No.
They'll say fuck
Nope.
off.
Yep.
Yeah. That's why it's important to do a pre-purchase inspection. Anytime you buy an older car, pay the $200, go to your local dealer. You know, at that point, dealers are always trying to sell people shit.
Oh,
Right.
they're gonna
They're
look
trying to-
over the car top to bottom.
Hold on,
Somebody-
but to add in, not even older cars.
Not even
if
older.
you're buying
Even
a
a-
22, 23, 24 that's
Well, I
used.
mean, like 3
have
years
it-
old, 2 years
have
old,
it
whatever.
looked at.
Not a
Yeah.
brand new car,
Yeah.
basically. Anything that's a little bit,
Anything out of warranty.
anything used.
Yeah.
Anything slightly used, just have somebody, if it's not brand new, you know, you don't have a full factory warranty, go get it looked at by a shop that isn't invested in selling you the car. And if you don't do that, like you're rolling the dice. It's gambling, and it's not worth the gamble because $200 for an hour of labor to have somebody tell you this is all of the things that are wrong with that car. Guess what? Now you have a bargaining chip to go to that seller and say, hey, you know what? Mike Palumbo, this thing's a shitbox and it has a notch frame.
It was CPO'd. I don't know what to tell you.
That was fully warranted, by the way. I wonder if there was somebody that was like, motherfucker.
We
Like I told, the only one that got
I
sold
know,
with the notch was a kid that I knew that ended up buying it and
I
ended up
don't care.
rebagging
I
it
know,
anyway,
I
so
know.
it didn't matter.
I know this is a running joke. Mike wouldn't actually sell you a piece of shit, but
So, Mike, you've been in sales at dealerships for a while, right?
It's been over 6 years now, but yeah.
Because I had a question for you that I think I messaged Al a couple of weeks ago.
he talked about it last week.
The draw system?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Because for a while, I wanted to get into the sales side of automotive. And then as soon as I heard about that, I kind of just didn't, because it kind of sketched me out. Is it the same way in fleet management?
No, it's totally different. Totally different. Because
Gotcha.
it's more, you're not just selling vehicles, you're selling the whole. You done over there, Dan?
dude, did you get a picture of this?
I did.
Oh, it's fucking mic stand.
I'm posting it when it goes.
I swear to God, I'm showing up like John Madden next week. I'm gonna have the wraparound. Fucking, I'm ordering them tonight. I feel like Michael Jackson right now. You want me to sing you a song?
All right, we're at the tail end of this.
Yeah,
but no, fleet management. You're selling more than. You're not really selling the vehicle. You're selling more like the financing behind the vehicle and like the actual accounting behind the vehicle. So like, I'm not going to get into it, but with accounting, there's like EBITDA, and it's like, do you want your vehicles above EBITDA, below EBITDA, depending on what you want to do in terms of your financials internally. So like, you're selling the financial aspect of it more so than the vehicle. You're more just the
plane.
You're the
plane,
agent.
right?
You're the agent to buy the vehicles.
Are these owned, by the way?
So they're leased.
Okay, that's
but
what I
they're
thought.
leased in the sense of
So you're basically selling contracts.
yeah. So we can do closed end leases like a normal like dealership would do a closed end lease, but most of it is open end leasing. So from an accounting standpoint, it's a lease.
Yep.
But they really act as a finance. So like most of the time you're running them 60 months down to a zero book value. Sometimes you'll, depending on how you're trying to work payments, you might do a 60-month amortization with a 60-month lease with a 63-month amortization to leave a really small residual at the end of it. There are a bunch of ways you can configure it, but really what you're selling is like the whole management of the program. So
Gotcha.
it's like it's some people just lease and that's it, but like we run maintenance management, fuel, telematics, accident management, registrations, titles. I mean, there's so many things that encompass with working with a fleet management company. And, clients, they use most of them are leasing, maintenance, fuel.
Right.
And then you've got a bunch of people that are like, of course, telematics, stuff like that you encompass into it. But behind that, it's collecting of the data. And then we have like a team of consultants that will work with them and be like, okay, you should cycle your vehicles at this age, this mileage, because this is when your cost per mile starts going up. And it varies from vehicle type and how much money you're spending in upfits on the vehicles and stuff like that. Because you want to get a return, or you want to make use of how much money. If you're putting a $25,000 upfit on a truck, you're probably not going to cycle it at 100,000 miles. You're probably going to run it to 150 or 160.
Try to get a little more value
try to get a little bit
out
more
of it.
value out of it. But yeah, there's all these calculations that go into it, and it's just kind of more of a consultative approach. You're just more the agent for purchasing the vehicle, if you will.
If you had someone approach
else.
you for a fleet of B5s, would you help them?
Yeah, that doesn't happen.
You're gonna need a pre-purchase inspection on that one.
Literally in the fleet management world, like if you're running 2022s,
You're done.
or 2021s, you're behind the curve.
Yep.
I mean, really what it is. Like typically it's like you have like specific guidelines. So like cargo vans, like express vans, transits, 60 months, 125,000 miles. That's typically like your cutoff. Yeah. And then obviously you adjust based on use cases and things like that.
Right.
Smaller SUVs, you usually want to get out of them at like 85,000 miles because, that's the stuff that you think of the resale side of it. It's
That's
like,
when the valve stem seals start to blow.
well, yeah. Well, if you get a Tiguan the second it hits 50,000 miles, flip out of that. But no, it's just like there's so many things that go into it. But it's like with like your normal like everyday passenger vehicles, you got to think about like the resale aspects. It runs through auction. who's going to finance a vehicle with 130,000 miles on it?
Right.
It's going to be, a buy here, pay here lot. Whereas if it's under 100,000 miles, a regular dealership can still secure financing on it. So you get a higher resale on that side. There's a whole bunch of shit that goes into it that's arguably pretty boring. But it's all about, it becomes more about financials and figuring out what your best return is, keeping your cost per mile as low as you possibly can. And then, brand image, newer vehicles,
Right.
Are you going to trust that HVAC company that shows up to your house with a, an '03 Silverado with rust holes in the bed? Or are you going to trust someone that's pulling up in, a newer truck that's well sorted, branded properly, stuff like that? So there's a lot of factors that go into it, but
I get you.
yeah. So not quite like car sales because you're managing a lot more. It's more relationship management and stuff like that, especially in the position that I'm in. It's more relationship management and running like strategy and stuff like that than it is actually selling vehicles, although that's a portion of it.
Yeah.
Like big thing you're weighted on is how many vehicles can you get pushed out the door. So like when a client called me today and they were like, I need 20 Mavericks. I was like, fuck yeah, let's do this.
Fuck yeah. Cool.
Yeah, we good.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just waiting for this mic drop because I'm
Hey.
holding it,
Oh,
so I might as well.
Well, I mean, just do the mic drop to sign off. I mean, at this point.
Peace, bitches.
Jesus Christ. All right, that's it. We're done. Dan's going to go take a shit. All right, that's it. We're wrap it up. You can listen to us on Spotify, Apple, YouTube, Amazon Music, Pocket Cast. You can follow us on Instagram, 3 Pedals Podcast, and Car House. You can follow me at Capone, Mike at send _ it, and Dan J. Pendleton. Send all your complaints to him. There's probably gonna be a lot this one. And Andrew Harper. I'll tag everyone in the on Instagram and in the description. So we'll see you guys next week. Later.